including Coach Hatfield in here. Just some guys that care about this program, and they came. We got a chance to acknowledge them before practice, and man, that means the world to us and to me and our football team. So we're ready to get after it today. Have another good practice.
With John Neighbors.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
And Tommy Kraft.
Tommy, he's a good kid too, but he's crazy. He's a cowboy. He's got too much to prove.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Welcome into the Morning Rush on this beautiful day here in the great state of Arkansas. Appreciate everybody listening in this morning. John Neighbors, Tommy Kraft, Matty T, all in studio with you today. And thank you as always for making us a part of your morning this morning. Hope everybody's having a wonderful, wonderful Thursday as we are getting one day closer to the weekend. We're almost there, folks. We're getting through it. And I know that there's been a lot of talk, a lot of consideration about Arkansas and their coaching search, which is funny because we're going to have a lot to talk about today. In fact, I went on a show yesterday in Louisiana as a guest just talking about the Arkansas-LSU game, and they were asking me what is it like right now in Razorback land? What is it like as far as the excitement level, as far as how people feel about the coaching search? Are they very happy? Are they excited? Are they thinking that it's going to really turn out to be A-okay? And honestly, I don't know. I don't know really what Razorback fans are feeling like right now. I don't know if it's nervousness. I don't know if it's anxiousness. I don't know if it's confidence. I don't really know. And honestly, since you probably won't have a coach named until after the Missouri game, I don't think you're going to know either. But I'll tell you this, Tommy, talking with a lot of fans, they're already getting impatient about because they want a coach name now. And just to think we have probably another week and a half, 2 weeks at the minimum of having to deal with this coaching search and people not knowing who the next head coach is going to be.
Yeah, because it's going to be into December, right? I mean, you're not going to hear about a name or a candidate. I don't think you're going to know much until December because the season's not over then. So, yeah, patience, and it's running short. It's running thin. It's been in low supply for a while, but patience is going to be the key here.
Yeah, it is, and I just don't know if Razorback fans are going to have it. I don't know if they're going to have enough of it to get through. I guess they don't really have a choice, but you know, it's funny because when these coaching searches are going on, you're not really going to hear much from the athletic directors and from everybody who's involved in the situation. They're usually trying to keep everything pretty hush-hush and close to the chest, which is the way they should do it. But yesterday, I don't know if you got the chance to read this, but yesterday, Hunter Yurachek put out a statement about the coaching search. And, I mean, it wasn't anything groundbreaking. It's not like he said, all right, well, this is who I'm looking at. You know, it's not like he's giving names out or anything, but he does say this, and I quote, "A search for our next head football coach is well underway. As I have shared previously, I firmly believe that we will find a quality leader for our football team. The Razorback football program has so much to offer, including substantial financial support, tremendous facilities, an outstanding academic institution, great history and tradition, and competing in the nation's best conference and a passionate fan base. In my continued efforts to identify our next head coach, just as I did in the recent men's basketball coaching search, I will work to maintain confidentiality in the process. Understand that because of great interest in our search, there will be continue to be an abundance of speculation, but I appreciate your patience and understanding as I focus on the important task at hand."
That's a real long, lengthy way of saying don't believe everything you're hearing right now.
It's the very political way of saying it.
The only part I really cared about in all of that was the abundance of speculation quote. Yeah, I mean, and that's exactly right. He wants to keep it confidential. That's, you know, he's not signaling to candidates there. They know that. That's just the professional side of doing a job like this. You got to keep who you're talking to confident because there are coaches you may be talking to, like this whole Houston Nutt deal. I don't believe they're talking to Houston Nutt about who the head coach should be, but I think they may be vetting some candidates, doing some due diligence. I think the way that was spun, leads you to believe that. So talking to a sitting head coach elsewhere along the same lines, just trying to vet out a candidate, look at someone that's kind of at the top of that coaching tree or a branch off that coaching tree, and you want to get some feedback on someone you're interested in, you can't be having those leaks get out, or no one will want to talk to you about anything. So I think he's trying to make fans understand how this process really works, and confidentiality and fan and media speculation are just going to be part of it. So.
Yeah, and I get it, and I think that he's saying the right things. It's just a matter of, I kind of enjoy all the speculation. I enjoy the craziness and the chaos and all the names getting thrown around. But I think that he also is trying to say, like you said, that all these rumors, all these guys that you say that are interested or that we've contacted, don't believe any of it. Because with how I'm handling it, no one knows anything. And in fact, I mean, how many people you think are actually in the know of this coaching search besides Hunter Yurachek? I think John Fagg is probably involved. But is anybody else like actually truly involved in the day-to-day process of this coaching search?
I think the group, you on one hand probably have a finger or two left. You'll know that's what I think. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think it is just solely just a couple of individuals that are trusted by Hunter Yurachek and the administration, and that's why I feel like there's probably just going to be more and more names getting thrown out and more people just throwing names out there. Is because since they don't hear anybody. And they're going to start thinking, well, maybe it's somebody that we haven't thought of, so it's got to be a new name. But also, Tommy, I think people are going to misconceive this whole notion that if they are, keeping everything close to the chest, not saying anything, that it's becoming a disaster. That means everyone's telling them no. That means that nobody wants to be the coach here. It's just going to cause so much tension and emotion for people when, as much patience as they want to have, they're going to start saying, well, since we haven't heard anything, it must be going very poorly. But I guess you just going to have to compare it to the Eric Musselman hire and what that was, because it certainly seemed like that one went okay, and it was pretty held close to the chest. I think there was always some speculation about it, but not until very end, not until it really came up to it that Eric Musselman emerged as the guy that was going to be it.
But can you imagine if you were known as an administrator that, constantly had leaks and names that creates problems? Because you remember when if your head coach and a coach you want to keep name comes up in a search, that sends everything in a tizzy on your home front. Your fan base is questioning, is he going to leave for Arkansas? ? Your administration's having to ask you what's going on. Your foundation heads, your boards. So that's one reason confidentiality is so key here, because these coaches want to talk to you about someone that maybe they want to help promote, get the job. Or maybe it's a coach that wants the job, but the timing's got to be right. You want to talk to his representatives now, but they can't be associated with that, because we know that anytime your name comes up in a coaching search, you're going to lose part of your base. That's just the reality of how this business works.
Let's get into some quick hitting headlines here on the Morning Rush, presented by Williams Tractor.
The True Blue Savings event's going on right now at Williams Tractor. Take advantage of 0% financing, cashback savings, and other year-end specials on New Holland tractors, hay and forage products, and material handling equipment. Get in on all the True Blue savings at Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, or Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas, and Rogers.
So getting into some of those headlines, I guess there's some positive headlines that we'll probably have for some things with Arkansas. But, by the way, again, Houston Nutt's not interested in the job. He's not going to get the job. I just want to continue to reiterate that point. But in other news, Sosa Agim will be playing in the East-West Shrine Bowl on Saturday, January 18th down in St. Petersburg, Florida. There's a lot of players that play in this game. It's a good showcase of their abilities and trying to get into the NFL. Do you still think Sosa Agim gets drafted, Tommy?
Perhaps. I mean, there's 7 rounds, so 5th, 6th, 7th round. And sometimes the later you go, you're better off with a free agent deal. You can pick your situation, pick your coaches, those kind of things that you don't get. I mean, there's no guarantee you're a 5th, 6th, 7th round as far as making a roster. So, I think he probably gets drafted based on potential.
See,
we've seen several Arkansas linemen that didn't play as well as you thought they'd play here. And then they go to the pros and the development goes to another level. And I think there's going to be teams interested, and I think that those Patriots up there always seem to like these Arkansas defensive linemen. So
if they end up drafting him over there, then as a Patriot, then there's going to be some sort of pipeline built in with Bill Belichick and the state of Arkansas. Drafted Trey Flowers, drafted Dietrich Wise, even going back to where they drafted Jake Beckett, had him a part of it. Something about the defensive linemen that play for Arkansas, and doesn't matter who the coach is. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Sosa Agim ended up being somebody that goes to the Patriots. But I do know that he has a lot of potential. Unfortunately, he had certain circumstances that kept him from really showcasing his abilities at Arkansas with all the coaching changes and whatnot. But I think for sure he'll get drafted. Just a matter of when and where is what's going to be the biggest question. 877-377-6963 is the number to call or text the Cherokee Casino hotline. More of the Morning Rush coming up.
It's recruiting season. This is Recruiting Thursday on the Morning Rush.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Hi, I'm Hector here from La Huertas. We like everything hot. La Huertas, we're fresh, authentic Mexican food served every day. La Huertas has 4 locations in the Fort Smith area with daily happy hours and a margarita night. Check it out. We're open 7 days a week with draft beer specials. Monday and Thursday night football. We are Fort Smith Authentic Mexican Restaurant. Yes, sir, we are. Fresh, homemade flour tortillas.
La Huertas.
At Rogers and Garrison location. Eat until you hurt. In Fort Smith, La Huertas.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Hi, I'm Hector here from La Huertas. We like everything hot. La Huertas, we're fresh, authentic Mexican food served every day. La Huertas has 4 locations in the Fort Smith area with daily happy hours and a margarita night. Check it out. We're open 7 days a week with draft beer specials. Monday and Thursday night football. We are Fort Smith Authentic Mexican Restaurant. Yes, sir, we are. Fresh, homemade flour tortillas.
La Huertas.
At Rogers and Garrison location. Eat until you hurt. In Fort Smith, La Huertas.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC.
The morning show that doesn't come to pain. This is The Morning Rush.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. Appreciate everybody listening in this morning. Do you own apartment complexes, condos, rental property? and you have made a great investment. Now go and make another great decision by calling Trinity Multifamily to help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all the services to help you make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game. If you want to get on the conversation, call or text the Cherokee Casino hotline this morning here on the Morning Rush. 877-377-6963 is that number to call or text in. And it's funny, Tommy, that we were talking about the coaching search and some of the newest developments on that. Is there ever going to be developments on this thing? Or is it just going to always be speculation until the hire's actually made? Like, who do we believe here? Or do we believe anybody?
I 100% believe.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Do you
Like
trust?
you said, confidentiality is critical in this, and Hunter Yurachek addressed that in his letter from the desk or whatever you want to call it that he emailed out. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of speculation. And, again, everybody was certain Kelvin Sampson. Well, as soon as his season's over, Kelvin Sampson and Hunter Yurachek are going to finalize this deal. And that never really materialized. I mean, that really wasn't the deal. So speculation and probably a couple of names that are dead wrong are going to be part of this search.
And I'm fine with it. And I'm absolutely fine with it because it's going to create some of this could be smokescreen too. Because I could totally see, not saying Hunter Yurachek would actually do it, but I could totally see some leakage getting out to where they're like, oh, no, it's going to be this guy, when it has no indication it's going to be that guy, but at least diverts the attention away. Because also in these coaching search, Tommy, and I'm sure you've seen this in a lot of different cases, if a coach gets named or he gets rumored around and then you got the national media talking about it and everything, then that coach, well, it may scare him off a little bit. Because then they're going to get asked about from their school, and then they're going to get asked about from their media if they currently have a job right now, and then they're going to have to kind of dance around the question or just answer up front, but then even though they know it's a lie, and it could scare them off a little bit. So I'm sure that's another reason why Hunter Yurachek is really having to make sure that this all stays very close to the chest because of that reason as well. And another factor I wanted to bring in, and I thought about this yesterday, Tommy, I don't know what you think about it. Maybe you disagree. But if you look at the past few coaching searches for Arkansas, they've all been very weird. And what I mean by that, just hang with me for a second. Going back to Bobby Petrino. Bobby Petrino was hired basically during the transition of Frank Broyles to Jeff Long as the athletic director, correct? At least it was around that time, maybe in a year or so. Is that right?
Bobby Petrino?
Yeah.
He was hired by Jeff Long. Technically, Frank Broyles was still AD till the end of the year. Jeff Long was in his transition, yes.
Right.
Jeff Long hired Bobby Petrino in early December of 2007.
Mm-hmm.
Frank Broyles' last official day was December 31st, I guess. But, yes, that's how that went down.
Okay, so you had that. And then, of course, we all know the Bobby Petrino fiasco at the end, and then they end up hiring John L. Smith. I'm not even going to talk about that. That one's weird within itself. But even the Brett Bielema hire, if you think about it, and what my theory behind the whole thing is that Brett Bielema was really hired back in like April. And they just it was more like, hey, Jeff, I want this job. I can't take it right now. Give me this year and I'll be your guy. And then it was kind of just like set, seal, deliver. That was it. I don't know how much was actually talked about for other coaches or anything like that. That's my theory. I have no proof of it, but that was just my theory behind the matter, that Jeff Long just went to Brett Bielema went to Jeff Long and said, I'm interested in the job, but I can't take it this year because of the timing. He said, all right, well, you're going to be my guy and I'll hire you and I won't talk to anybody else. That's my theory.
Okay. That's your theory. I don't believe that.
Okay. Well, that's how I looked at it. And then if you go into the Chad Morris hire, which is one after Brett Bielema, you didn't even have an athletic director really at the time. So it's just, it seemed like everything was always up in flux and some weird things going around with coaching searches. But this might be the first one with Hunter Yurachek as he being established and being in the AD chair for a while now, that you may not have some uncertainty when it comes to the administration itself.
Well, let's go back to when Houston Nutt was hired.
That one too, yeah.
Remember what happened then? Are you old enough to remember what happened then?
I mean, I don't know. Are you referring to the fact that there was the people wanted Tommy Tuberville and then they ended up going with
people? Frank Broyles wanted Tommy Tuberville.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
From all accounts, OH printed it in the paper. I mean, that was the deal. And I'm gonna tell you, that was if OH printed it, or it
was gospel.
Kind of was going now. Clay could, Clay was here today. He could straighten us out on all the details and the facts because I don't remember all of them to the T. But it was pretty well known that that's the way and the direction Coach Broyles wanted to go. And then others got involved, and Frank Broyles, who normally had a tight-gripped fist of control on these matters, Houston Nutt ended up being the guy. And so, you can go back over 20 years to where it's, a football coaching search has not had some kind of abnormality about it.
Yeah, because if you even want to take it one step further and look into the basketball side of things too, they've had their fair share of craziness in the basketball searches as well.
Well, go back, okay, so you had that little, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, with Tuberville, into the papers, he's going to be the coach, and they end up naming Nutt. Go back to how Danny Ford got here. Remember that?
Yeah. He was hired on as wasn't an analyst or a
consultant.
Consultant.
Yeah,
that's what
they
it
didn't
was.
know what analysts were in football back then. But when Kimes was named interim, he needed some help. So Frank Broyles got Danny Ford to come in and help that year with the staff. And then basically he was head coach in waiting. It became pretty obvious pretty quick, and then he was named at the end of that season the head coach. But yeah, so that was kind of a unique set of circumstances. So Jack Crow might be the last coach that was kind of hired under conventional terms, if you want to go back, because he was on staff as your OC and elevated.
Yeah.
So.
But it makes me wonder, Tommy, is that how it goes with other schools? Like, do other schools, through their coaching hires, do they always have some sort of weird circumstances or weird thing going on with it? Because it just seems like it's an Arkansas thing where if you date it back all the way to the 80s and 90s, as far as you having to go that far back to have a conventional hire when it came to the head coach, that's a long time, and I'm just curious. Does any other school go through that?
Well, it doesn't seem that way, but we probably don't follow the coaching searches at Ole Miss or Mississippi State or Tennessee. Tennessee's had their fair share. Tennessee certainly had their fair share of problems in their coaching searches recently. So, no question. Hey, brought to you by JP&O Prosthetic and Orthotic Labs. Sometimes life can be hard on you physically, and if you had a loss of a limb due to injury, disease, or just born at birth without a limb, they can help you get back in the game. Right now, they can go to their lab, whether it's a foot-related problem, knee problem, you need a brace, periodontic services, JP&O can take care of everything you need, and with today's prosthesis, you can live a normal life. JP&O has locations in Harrison, Mountain Home, Batesville, Branson, West Plains, Rogers, and in Fayetteville to serve you. JP&O Prosthetic and Orthotic Labs, solutions, support, and value with world-class technology and service.
More of the Morning Rush and your phone calls and text messages coming up next.
Recruiting season. This is Recruiting Thursday on the Morning Rush.
Are you in the market for a new pool or spa? Seaside Pools and Spas has been constructing quality pools in the four-state area since 1967. It's your one-stop shop for chemicals, equipment, spas, and in-ground pools. With a service department like no other, Seaside Pools and Spas can help you with any repair, maintenance, or renovation needs necessary. Visit Seaside Pools and Spas today in Springdale and Bentonville or online at seasidepools.com.
You're a smart, hard-working roofing contractor. But how do you get ahead? By saving time with the Beacon Pro Plus app. The Beacon Pro Plus app works 24/7 for material ordering, automated rebate tracking, and online bill pay, all saving you valuable time. And during select weeks this fall, receive special rewards by purchasing high-quality CertainTeed products through Pro Plus. You work hard. Now, work smarter. Sign up for free at beaconproplus.com today.
This is Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans, and we want to help your house feel more like a home with some of the lowest refinancing rates ever. Rates have dropped so much that many Americans can reduce their rate. You may be able to save money on your monthly mortgage payment right now. The rate today on our 30-year fixed-rate mortgage is 3.99%, APR 4.18%. Call us at 800-QUICKEN or go to rocketmortgage.com.
Rates subject to change. Pay 1.375% fee to receive this discounted rate. Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
The Morning Rush is brought to you by Supercuts, who supports local teams. Supercuts, we're super into the movement.
Metal Mart offers high-quality prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, custom trim shops, carports, and more. They strive to be a company where contractors as well as do-it-yourselfers are welcome. Metal Mart assists you in calculating the materials needed to complete your project, all at a rate you can afford. They have locations in Fort Smith, Mayflower, Jonesboro, Pine Bluff, and Little Rock. Or you can find them online at metalmarts.com. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
Did someone say, I'm hungry? Visit 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge on the Avenue. Try the new panini sandwiches like the Chicken Pyro or the Cubana or the signature 906 wings. Jumbo wings roasted with honey bacon jam. Want some spice? Try the black and blue wings. Experience their salads, flatbreads, coffees and desserts, top shelf wines and liquors, premium beers, world-class cigars, all in an atmosphere that feels less like a lounge and more like a destination. Sample, indulge, escape. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Treat your appetite on the Avenue.
Fall is here, and at Frank Pro Furniture in November, now is the time to buy. Come in and take advantage of our many Made in the USA products. Lift chairs, we have them. Sectionals, reclining sofas and loves, we have them. Bedroom furniture and mattresses, we have them. We also carry a variety of appliances and TVs. In November, come in and receive 10% off on any purchase. Ask us about our financing programs. We have several options that will meet your needs. Only at Frank Pro Furniture. Best seats in the house.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. Get amazing fast fiber internet, 100 megabits for only $49.95 per month, or 1 gigabit for only $79.95 per month. TV packages from the basics to our amazing altered TV, starting at $32.95. Fiber phone services start at $29.95. Go to waveruralconnect.com to find out if we are installing in your area, or call 1-833-4-WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Right now, I'm holding a perfectly ice-cold Coors Light. You know how I know it's the perfect temperature? Because the mountain on the can is blue. And also, it's really cold. Every Coors Light is cold filtered, cold lagered, and cold packaged. Notice how many times I said cold? 3 times. It's that cold. So make sure the mountain on your can of Coors Light is blue, because that means it's ready to enjoy. 2019 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Hi, it's David Neal with Road Chevrolet in Van Buren, where we are turning November into Yes-Vember. Come to Van Buren and see why Road Chevrolet is the place to buy your new vehicle. We have new 2019 Silverado Z71s with up to $13,000 off. That's over 25% off new Silverados. Only at Road Chevrolet in Van Buren. Visit roadchevy.com to see our full inventory. That's RHODES, Chevy.com. Prices you'll love, people you can trust. Road Chevrolet in Van Buren. Find new roads.
See dealer for details. You're telling me there is a place?
3 places, 2 in Fort Smith, 1 in Van Buren.
That can do everything to my pickup?
And my car. Jody'sAuto.com can do everything from oil changes and maintenance to repairs. All repairs. They'll even tow it in and then fix it if your truck breaks down on the road. One stop everything.
What about tires?
All the best brands. These people really know tires and have free flat repair and free road hazard. Best prices on tires anywhere. Price match guarantee.
Okay, so what's the catch? I bet they don't do financing, right?
Nope, wrong again. Jody'sAuto.com has the best credit card in the car care industry, and you can apply online.
Jody'sAuto.com voted best of the best for customer service, and a big part of that is convenience. One stop for everything. 3 oil change specials, tires, service, repair, maintenance, towing, and fleets. 3 locations since 1984. Convenience and trust. Jody'sAuto.com.
ESPN 95.3. Welcome back to the Morning Rush with John Neighbors and Tommy Kraft. Want to give your take on today's topic?
Sometimes it happens, someone has to deal with it, and who are you going to call?
Call or text the Cherokee Casino hotline at 877-377-6963.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. We're brought to you by World of Wireless.
877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474. Lock in your price for 2 years. The best equipment on the market today is with DISH. Why does that matter? Well, you get a better DVR. It integrates with the internet better than any competitor's products, meaning apps and a lot of your streaming products can work right off of your satellite receiver in your Hopper system. Whole home DVR, HD in every room, and a 2-year price guarantee, plus movie channels, sports channels, all included free in your initial package. 877-305-DISH. Local installers will take care of your install, meaning if there's ever an issue, you got a local company to call rather than the national number where you got to wait days and weeks to get any kind of help. 877-305-DISH for World of Wireless, your local DISH dealer.
Yeah, if you people texting into our Cherokee Casino hotline, 877-377-6963. Eric in Hot Springs says, will they go a current head coach or go the coordinator route? You know, Tommy, I'd be hard-pressed to think that they go after a coordinator unless it's just like a rock star coordinator, which, you know, I don't know who that would be, but I just don't know if they'd go that route.
You know, some say the coordinator route's what set all of this on the wrong course 30 years ago when they put Jack Crow in, because it's never really consistently recovered since then. But, yeah, I mean, Arkansas has not had a history of hiring coordinators as head coaches. In fact, the only one I can think of is when they hired – I mean, you could say Chad Morris was that, but he was a sitting head coach – was when they elevated Jack Crow.
Yeah. And then you saw how that turned out. Because I was trying to think of, how many coordinators have they hired, and there hasn't really been many. I mean, head coaches have usually been their route, which has sometimes worked out and sometimes not.
So, we'll see, but I don't think a coordinator would be – I mean, who would it be? What hot name coordinator would you go hire? Because you could make the case that's what you just did recently. Chad Morris, you hired him based on what he did at Clemson as the coordinator, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a big part of what you hired him for. You would have never hired him based on his record at SMU, even though there was a turnaround or the start of a turnaround and his record improved every year. You still wouldn't have hired him based on that at Arkansas. So you were hiring him in large part because of the role he had at Clemson. So at least that's my opinion.
Well, yeah, and I think that also, if you looked at the coordinator route too, the only name that just really would stand out to me as far as being a big name coordinator would be like a Brent Venables. You know, he was a name.
Every job and not gotten him for whatever reason.
And isn't that weird? Mm-hmm. Isn't that weird that because you see big time coordinators that are highly sought after almost don't last a whole long time because they usually get the job as a head coach. Most cases, I think John Chavis was one of the exceptions to the rule where he was a very successful coordinator for a very long time, never got a head coaching job. I wonder what it is about Brent Venables that makes them say, you know what, we're good, we're fine, we don't need you.
Yeah, because Chavis's name never came up in searches. Venables' name has come up where he's interviewed and been in lots of searches and not been hired. So,
and it seems like he's even wanted the job and wanted them. So, I don't know. But, we have some people like this comes from Rashad in North Little Rock. He says you could get Joe Brady from LSU, too. He's another coordinator. I know he's been another hot name.
Is he even really the coordinator, though? Emsinger's still the OC, right, Ted? He's the passing game coordinator. It's one of those weird deals where they've split the title. But, yeah, I hear what you're saying. He's getting a lot of credit for Joe Burrow's success this year and kind of that off rejuvenation at LSU. So
I guess the real question would be this, Tommy. Would any coordinator make you excited? Or get you excited if Arkansas hired him? Would any non-head coach get you excited? I know because there's been talk, even like Sam Pittman, who's not an offensive coordinator, but there's been talk about that. But it's like, would any non-head coach right now get you excited?
Sam Pittman would be as close as it'd get because I'm a big believer you got to get line of play figured out and got to get a coach that emphasizes that so you know what you'd be getting there. But, boy, that'd be a risk. No, there's really not. I can't say that. I'd say this is going to work. I am all in. If that's what you're looking for, there's not one they're going to hire that's going to get me there. No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think, in fact, if I've always said though that if you are going to go that route where you want an assistant coach instead of a head coach, then maybe you need to go with a Sam Pittman or somebody like that who's pretty hungry, who can get maybe at least get good recruiting going on too. Because I know recruiting was great with Chad Morris, but that didn't work out necessarily. But you just need to go out and get somebody that can do it all. And I think if you're going to go that route, Sam Pittman would definitely be the one you'd want to go.
You know, Andy's got a column right now on hitthatline.com talking about, coaches oftentimes, and I believe this is right, coaches oftentimes look at the current roster. What players am I going to inherit? There's some good young talent on this Arkansas roster, but a coach that now with this transfer portal, coaches know what can happen in a hurry. So a coach that can come in and quickly re-recruit that roster is important. But I do agree with Andy's premise that, coaches going to sit down because what did we hear from Eric Musselman when he was interested in the Arkansas job? He sat down and started watching film and looking at the roster.
Yep.
Well, it makes sense to me. What Andy's talking about in his column is right. But can that coach come in and keep them from hitting the transfer portal? There's 4 or 5 key offensive players that you've got to hang on to, and I think some young young offensive linemen. That's what you've got to have to be successful, but within your second or third season.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just sometimes you get caught up in so much of like one element of the coaching realm, because I think that in some cases it has been able to work. Like for Bobby Petrino, for instance. What you knew about Bobby Petrino is that, of course, his success as a head coach at Louisville and all that. But what did you know about Bobby that he was amazing at? It was his offense.
Calling plays.
Yeah,
and offensive guru.
Right, his X's and O's. He was not known for his recruiting. He was not known for his defense. He was not known for many things, but he was great, and I mean elite, at one thing. And I think that at a place like Arkansas, and there's certain coaches that have like Nick Saban, for instance. I think Nick Saban is elite at pretty much every important thing when it comes to coaching. But if you can just find one coach that can be elite at one thing, I think that that's at least something that you can start at and look at and be excited about. Except for one, and this is what's weird about it. Now, stay with me, Tommy. I don't think you can just be elite at recruiting. I don't think that that's something that's the only thing you can be elite at and expect success to come along with it. I think you got to be elite at either management of your staff and of your team. You got to be elite at X's and O's, whether it's offense or defense. You have to be elite as far as a motivator, because we've seen some places, and Houston Nuggets thrown around. That was the thing he was definitely elite at. He was definitely elite at getting his guys to play hard for him. You can have certain aspects of the coaching realm that you can be elite at and be successful, but I don't know if recruiting is the one thing that you want to hold your hat on, because you can recruit all day long, but if you don't do anything with the players once they get there, you're going to see a similar situation, what you saw with Chad Morris in the first couple of years, where you have elite recruiting staff and elite recruiting coach, but nothing comes along with it as far as the success goes.
That's why you have to have a diversified staff. You got to have some dynamite recruiters. Then you got to have some coaches that they may not be as good at recruiting, but they are dynamite at development. You got to have a good strength and conditioning program. I mean, that's why you got to have a diversified staff. No, you're exactly right, John. Recruiting's not just enough, but I've never seen a program have the kind of success everybody's aiming for, championship success, who wasn't good at recruiting at some point. So, I mean, recruiting's always got to be part of it, but you're exactly right. You can be great at recruiting. I don't know, was Chad Morris great at recruiting, or are they just better than what we've gotten used to?
That's a good question. I think he was just better than what we've used to.
Yeah, I don't know that Chad Morris was elite. I think it was good and better than it's been. That was certainly his strongest suit, was recruiting here. But, that's not by itself enough. So it's just not.
No, and you got to find other elements to it. It'd be great if you had a coach that was elite in recruiting and elite in offense and elite in all these things, but unfortunately, those are just few and far between. And unfortunately, and maybe fortunately for Arkansas, one of those coaches that's really great and elite at a lot of those things is available right now in Urban Meyer. I just don't think that he's going to come to your school. Yeah. I don't think he's going to be interested, but they're definitely few and far between. Let's go to the Cherokee Casino hotline. JR is in Marshall. What's going on, JR?
Hey, guys. How's it going this morning?
Pretty good, man. How about you?
Hey, I'm doing good. I think one of the things that should really, really factor into all this is we're going to have to get a coach that is going to get those players motivated to play 4 quarters of football. If you go back and look at where Bielema was at, was it the Virginia Tech game that we played and we were up? What were we at halftime?
It was 24-0 at halftime, and then they ended up losing, yes.
Ended up losing that one. And there were some other games that would look like the players just, he lost his team for whatever reason.
The Missouri game at the end of that regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's what's been lacking. We're lacking a head coach that gets 4 quarters out of those players while they're on the field and motivates them to come out and play on the field. That's the biggest thing that I'm looking for. You can have, these offensive-minded coaches and these defensive-minded coaches and all this stuff, but if you don't have somebody who is in charge, who can put his foot down and not be a friend, not be somebody that's going to coddle these kids, but go in there and be a head coach and be what he's getting paid to do. This is going to be the same repeat of what we've seen the last 2 hires. You've got to have somebody that's going to be a head coach. Saban can be like he is, and a lot of people don't agree with that, but guess what? It doesn't matter. He's winning. So, he gets a free pass to do, because a lot of people look at him as being this hard-nosed football, but guess what? Every year, what's he putting out? He's putting out winning. And that's what we're going to have. We're going to have to get somebody in there that's going to be like that. So, anyway, have a good day, guys.
Well, appreciate the phone call, JR. I think that there's a lot of truth to that, too, where you got to get somebody that will bring a new energy into the program. And a lot of people, and myself included, thought that was going to be Chad Morris because, Tommy, what was the thing he talked about when he came in? Energy. We're always going to have energy. He's Red Bull. Everything was about that. And I was like, okay, if you have energy, if you have reasons to play, if you have reasons to be motivated, then a lot of the rest of it will come along with it as long as you can develop players and X's and all that. But it won't matter a lick if you can't have passion and energy for what you're doing. So I was like, well, at least that'll be competitive in that front. But that's been lost completely. And it was even mentioned so far as when Hunter Yurachek had the press conference after the firing of Chad Morris, he was saying that. He's like, I felt like the Razorback football players just did not want to put on the uniform anymore on Saturday. They weren't looking forward to it. It was almost like more of a burden than it was a privilege. And you just can't have that. So whoever you do hire, though, I know winning's going to be the most important thing, of course. But you also got to find somebody that's going to be able to breathe some life into this program as well.
You know, when this search began, Tyler Wilson, who joins us on the show from time to time, put out a list of, I think there were 6 things on Twitter he said that you need in the next head coach. And there was offensive-minded stuff and, you know, some football stuff. But the last one was something along the lines of strict disciplinarian. And that's one thing Arkansas hadn't had as a coach that's, like, been tough on him. Now, essentially the coach he was describing was the Bobby Petrino he had as his head coach.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, is that an element you also need to consider when you're Hunter Yurachek is, you know, what kind of disciplinarian are you going to hire? Because it seems like, you know, it's a fine line between recruiting those kind of players, recruiting kind of players that will play for a coach like that, and having a coach that has to have that style because that's how you get the most out of the talent you got at a place like Arkansas. It's not just discipline because you suspended a guy because he missed study hall. I'm talking about discipline that carries over on the field where you're not lining up wrong on 3rd and 4 and you need a huge first down and you get an illegal formation or you false start or something. You know, Bobby's teams didn't do that because there was a strict disciplinarian. You know, I think that's also something that's an interesting characteristic you might be looking at.
I do too. And it's because it's very easy sometimes, I think, for athletic directors especially, that they want to hire somebody that will be, and I know this is a little weird to say, but they want to hire somebody that's easy to work with when I don't think that's always the case that they need to have. I don't think they need to have someone I don't think they need to have someone that's easy to work with because we know, Tommy, Bobby Petrino was not easy to work with. He was not. Not just from a player or coach perspective, from just the administration. I mean, I've heard stories, I'm sure you've heard stories of how he treated people. It was not good. But he won games. And if you do your job and if you're winning, a lot of that could be overlooked a little bit. Now, it wasn't enough to save him in the end. But my point is, like, it'd be great if you can have somebody that can come in and you can be your buddy and you can get along with. But it's another thing, too, that you want to bring in somebody that where that's not one of the main elements of someone you want to bring in is just like, well, I want to have a nice guy that's fun to work with. I want to make football fun for everybody here. No, you want to make football about winning and being successful. Yeah. So if you have to hire a jerk, hire a jerk if that means winning.
But that needs to be who they really are. And what I mean by that, you can't, like, Chad Morris came in. You remember that first team meeting? All right, feet on the floor, sit up straight in your chair, and you thought, ooh.
Man, watch this.
Ooh, I kind of like this.
Heck yeah.
But I don't think that's who he really was as a person.
Mm-mm.
I mean, that's what the evidence shows us, at least. It's hard. I mean, you know me. You've worked around me. I'm not a guy that comes into a sales meeting, production meeting, whatever, and starts yelling and screaming and pounding my fist on the table. Sometimes I need to do that, but that's just not who I am. That's just not how I do it. It's hard for leaders to come in and try to take a style or an approach when that's not just who they are at their core. Bobby Petrino only knew one way to do it, and that's keep everybody on edge, keep everybody uncomfortable, make everybody think tomorrow's the day I'm getting fired, tomorrow's the day I'm losing my starting job, and that was part of the secret sauce with him is everybody felt that they were a heartbeat away from either getting fired as a coach or losing their job as the starter. And he kept everybody worried about that to the point that they grinded a little bit harder to please the boss. But when you burn white hot like that, you go through everything and everybody, and you leave nothing behind. And that scorched earth, it only has a certain shelf life. And you know, so there's the good and the bad of that kind. But you can be a tough disciplinarian and still show love.
Of course.
I think you can do both.
Of course there is. But there's a lot of cases where that's just not how the coaches do it. Because I think Nick Saban is that way. Like, all the players love Nick Saban. they respect Nick Saban. Now, a lot of it has to do with the fact that he produces and makes it good on his promises, and they have success along with it. Because I know that we've talked to Tyler, and I've talked to other former players of Petrino too, that they said, yeah, he was the biggest jerk in the world. Yeah, I never wanted to talk to that guy. He wasn't a guy that I'd go into his office and just talk about life. It wasn't that. But you know what? We won, so we did whatever he told us to do. We saw the success on the field. We saw the success we were having, so we knew that he was the right. So it's just a matter of respect. Of like, hey, listen, he may not be buddy-buddy with you. He may handle things differently. But if he's getting results, people are going to play for that. People are going to want to listen to that. And I think that was also a thing that happened with Chad Morris, too, is that he kept preaching things. He kept telling these players things. He kept saying that this is how we're going to do these things. And when it wasn't getting done or wasn't happening, he lost the locker room. They lost the respect for him, and they didn't want to play for him anymore. I think that that's an element, too, that you have to find consistency on how you handle your situations. And unfortunately, like in the case of Bobby Petrino, some coaches handle those situations in football the same way they handle life, keeping everybody on edge, and it can be difficult. But you just got to find somebody that's not only consistent, but it makes good on on the things that they're trying to tell you.
Hey, here's a good question. Have you checked your mortgage rate lately? How much are you paying the bank every year on your home loan in interest? If you haven't done that, you need to call our friends at Arvest Bank, 479-573-1127. Rates have significantly dropped in the recent terms. And what I mean is you can get your home refinanced right now in the 3-something% range. So you need to call Arvest Bank. If you're paying 4.25%, 4.5%, you're on a 30, like to turn it into a 15. Now is a great time with Arvest Bank, competitive rates, and they service 99% of the loans they originate. So most of the time you can deal with any local branch that's convenient for you for all of your mortgage needs, from making payments to arranging anything from start to finish with your mortgage at Arvest Bank. Hey, call our buddy Randy, 479-573-1127. That's 573-1127, or download the Home For Me app to your mobile device and search for an Arvest loan officer convenient for you. Arvest Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This text comes from Justin. He says, there are guys like Leach and Kiffin that have good resumes, especially Leach. However, they both have things in their past or personality that some may not agree with, but they know how to win. If Hunter Yurachek wanted to hire them, do you think people with money and power would keep them from hiring them? I don't know if – First off, who has the ultimate say in who is the next head coach? Like, who has the final say on this, Tommy?
Board of Trustees.
Exactly. As much as we'd like to say it's Hunter Yurachek, and he says, I want this guy, and everyone's like, okay, let's hire him. That's not the case, unfortunately.
Well, they can block it. I mean, it's unusual for the board to not accept a name that they've brought if it's gotten that far, but I mean, ultimately, the board has to say yes.
Yes, exactly. And that's my point, is that it's got to be voted on, or at least all in agreement, to make this happen.
Well,
so
there's actually kind of two boards. You got the Board of Trustees. You also got the Razorback Foundation board. Now, I don't know. I think that's more of a rubber stamp, but those are the people that ultimately paid the coach or are responsible for raising the money is the foundation, because the state salary has a cap on it. So I don't know that the Board of Trustee or the board for the Razorback Foundation can say no, but they're involved as well.
Now, there's a lot of different people involved in this. I mean, it's not just Hunter Yurachek and John Fagan and whoever they want they end up getting. That's not.
In fact, when Brett Bielema was hired, the board, I know this because I talked to somebody who was on the board for the foundation, they were presented the contract that Jeff Long was going to offer with no name in it. It was redacted out. So they had to approve, and they were not happy about that.
Well,
back then.
I would imagine.
They were asked to approve a contract and the terms without knowing who it was.
How in the world? Wait, hold on a second.
And they did it.
Hold on a second. Jeff Long presented a contract to the board for them to approve.
Not the Board of Trustees, the foundation.
The foundation
board. Yeah.
Presented a contract to the foundation board without a name.
Yeah.
And they still approved it.
Yeah. That's how much stroke Jeff Long either had or thought he had, but. Yeah, I was told that directly by someone on the board.
Who does that? Why? How?
Well, I mean, it was a way of controlling the information. They didn't want the wrong name getting out there. I think they knew before it was announced, but this when he was trying to vet the process and get it done with Bielema, That's exactly how it was explained to me by someone on the board.
I guess I don't understand, why couldn't they have just waited until the name actually...
Well, he wanted to make sure that he had the money approved. So
I guess so. Well, or just, can you ask? Instead of having to have a written contract, just say, hey, do we have this money? Oh, yeah, we have the money.
That's a lot for,
That's true. I mean, I don't know how these things work. I'm not in the behind the scenes seeing how it all is done. It just seemed like it was kind of strange to me that's the way it's handled. But Hunter Yurachek, just from what we know about him, he doesn't seem like he's going to be doing things like that. It seems like he is more of a team player, if that makes sense. He's more of a guy that's going to he's going to do his due diligence. He's going to do his job, but he also is going to have his right-hand men around him to say, all right, it's going to be a team effort for him. It's not going to be Jeff Long saying, I know it is, but I'm not going to tell anybody and then you just have to sign off and approve that. I just don't see that happening with the Hunter Yurachek.
Let's just be honest here. Let's boil it down to low gravy. Hunter Yurachek is going to remain your AD or get fired based on this decision. Because if this is wrong and this coach flames out in 2 to 3 years, Hunter Yurachek is not going to choose the next coach.
Really? So you feel that strongly about it?
Oh, I think fans, if this coaching search did not pan out for reasons that can be laid at the feet of Hunter Yurachek, this is a big moment. I think he knows that. I think he's pretty much said that. His job is on the line with this search. This is what ADs get paid to do right here, is hire football coaches. I think it's that big a deal. Yeah, I do.
I mean, it's hard to disagree with you because it is the biggest job and the most important job on campus when it comes to the money, especially in the athletic department.
Some would say in the state.
Yeah, and I totally understand it and totally get it. And I think he understands that pressure that's on him as well. He's just got to go and find whoever that's going to be to take that spot, man. But it's just crazy to think about it, but it's honestly true. As great as that Eric Musselman hire was, for instance, it's not going to mean anything if you don't get this football hire right.
You know why? Because there's 19,000 seats in Bud Walton. There's 76,000 seats to be sold in Donald W. Reynolds.
Absolutely. That's where the money comes from for sure. Hey, a lot of you folks are going to be making the trip up to Fayetteville this weekend for the Razorback basketball game. You got to eat beforehand. You don't want to have that concession stand food. You want to eat like a king. And what better place to do it than over at Sassy's with their 2 locations in Fayetteville, off of College, and off of Weddington. They're known for their barbecue, and their barbecue is fantastic. The smoked turkey is wonderful. And with Thanksgiving coming up, hey, why not get in the turkey mood? Get some of that smoked turkey. Maybe some
gobble.
Yeah, exactly. Get the smoked chicken. Go with the barbecue options as well. Go with some of their salads, some of their wraps. Whatever it is, they got you taken care of at Sassy's. Their food is fantastic. Their atmosphere is fantastic. Check it out with their 2 locations in Fayetteville, off of College and off of Weddington. Second hour of the Morning Rush coming up next. Stay with us, folks.
Thank you, River Valley, for the 4th consecutive year. You voted Crabtree and Alma the best place to buy an RV. To show our appreciation, we are beginning our Christmas Cash Day sale early. From now through New Year's Eve, you can choose sales tax paid or $1,000 in Christmas cash on the purchase of any RV from Crabtree. And we'll still give you the most for your trade. The best deals of the year are happening now at Crabtree RV in Alma, where your family's dreams come true.
Hi, this is Jan. Thanks for calling Toyota.
Hi, Jan. I heard Toyotathon is on.
It sure is. We've got great year-end deals on Camry, RAV4, Tundra, Highlander, and more. Do you hear that?
That would be my mom. I'm home for the holidays, and apparently she's still eavesdropping on my calls like she used to.
What was that again about year-end deals?
Mom.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Okay. And did I mention every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan? It's happening again.
Dad, hang up the phone.
Toyotathon is on now. Come in today. Bring your mom.
During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 72 months or a total bonus of $5,500 on a new 2019 Toyota Tundra Special Edition. Toyota, let's go places. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and N12-219. Toyota Care covers normal factory scheduled service for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever comes first. See participating dealer for coverage details.
Save up to $2,700 or no interest for 5 years on a brand new Hot Springs hot tub. during Burton Pools and Spas holiday sale. Every hot tub in stock is on sale with over 60 luxury spas to choose from, starting at $26.95. Just $26.95. That includes delivery, cover, and startup chemicals. Don't miss Burton Pools and Spas holiday sale going on now. Once it's over, it's over. Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, your source for backyard fun.
The second location for Whole Hog Cafe in Fort Smith is now open, located on the east side of town on Phoenix Avenue next to Dollar General and across from Interstate Batteries. Serving that award-winning Memphis-style barbecue and all your favorite sides Monday through Saturday, 11 till 8. Pickup orders for Whole Hog Cafe Phoenix Avenue can be placed at 646-2495 or at wholehogfortsmith.com. Whole Hog Cafe's second location on Phoenix Avenue is now open.
Fall is here, and the weather may not always be nice outside, but it's always nice inside. Keep your game sharp no matter the season on the TrackMan Simulator only at the Golf Nut. This is the same technology used on the PGA Tour for ball tracking on TV. The world's top players trust TrackMan when it comes down to data accuracy, and you can too. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for daily specials. The Golf Nut.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources. Fall is my favorite time of the year. Football, fine weather, and my chance to flip the lot. We're out to sell every single car in our Rath Road Ready inventory and flip the lot during our fall clearance. That's right, every vehicle must go. To make it happen, we're discounting our entire inventory with savings up to $4,300 below retail. Even our special purchase vehicles are included, like 2018 Hyundai Elantra SELs for only $13,991. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center with buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and 50% off brake pads. Don't miss out on the savings. Help us flip the lot. Get the Rath Road Ready vehicle that's perfect for you and save up to $4,300 during the fall clearance at Arkansas's #1 rated and reviewed independent dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
We've invented a new messaging system using the crisp sounds of Bud Light. Crisp Code, Football Edition. This is how you say, game tonight. Bring Bud Light. Fantasy fees are due. That's it for today.
Brewed with no corn syrup. Bud Light, crisp. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey dads, do you have an athlete in your house that is looking to take their skills to the next level? XL Speed Training at the Fort Smith Athletic Club has the proven results to maximize your athlete's potential. Designed for both male and female athletes of all ages and various sports to improve mobility, endurance, agility, and vertical jump. Take your game to the next level with XL Speed Training. Call Mike Johnson at 479-926-0193. That's Mike at 479-926-0193 at the Fort Smith Athletic Club.
You check things all the time, like your email every 10 seconds, or your ex's Instagram. But what about checking something as important as your credit? Well, Discover makes it quick, easy, and best of all, free. Discover is now offering FICO credit scores to everyone for free, even if you're not a customer. And checking your score won't hurt your credit. We call it the Discover Credit Scorecard. And once you know your score, you should check to see if your current credit card is the best fit for you. Check your credit, compare your card. Go to discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Occasional showers, a few isolated thunderstorms today. Temperatures actually going in the wrong direction, especially across the north, falling through the lower 60s. It looks like we'll see high temperatures in the upper 60s south. Showers and thunderstorms will be likely with some heavier rain tonight. Overnight low 40s north, low 50s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Weather is brought to you by Harry Robinson Buick GMC, where you always get more for your trade. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith. You can shop anytime at harryrobinson.com.
You're listening to the Morning Rush live from the Bush and Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris, Fort Smith. Broadcasting live from the Toyota Studios, this is the Morning Rush.
Fired up about practice today. I mean, we just had, 6 or 7 former players that just decided to come out on their own today, just to show support for our guys. It was pretty cool, including Coach Hatfield in here. Just some guys that care about this program, and they came. We got a chance to acknowledge them before practice, and man, that means the world to us and to me and our football team. So we're ready to get after it today. Have another good practice.
With John Neighbors.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
And Tommy Kraft.
Tommy, he's a good kid, too, but he's crazy. He's a cowboy. He's got too much to prove.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Appreciate everybody listening in on this beautiful day here in the great state of Arkansas. John Neighbors, Tommy Kraft, Maddie T, all in studio with you today. And thank you, as always, for making us a part of your morning. This morning, it's a Recruiting Thursday, so we're going to have Richard Davenport here in about an hour on the show with us to talk a little recruiting, where everything's going, how the football and basketball side of things are looking, especially in the basketball. Eric Busselman's been having a lot of success in recruiting. See if he can keep it up this weekend with the Jalen Williams decision coming up on Saturday. Also going to be joined by Tom Murphy, the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, here in about 40 minutes as well, so looking forward to that as well. And Tommy, you know, we've been having these discussions about the coaching search for Arkansas, and essentially, what, a week and a half minimum is how long we're going to have to continue to speculate and wonder? Because I don't see anything happening at all until the Monday, maybe the Sunday after the Missouri game?
I don't even think it'll be that quick. I mean, if you're going to hire a sitting head coach, how could it be any sooner? How could it even be that quick? I think sometime middle to latter part of that week.
So let me ask you. At what point do you start getting worried? Like, how long after the Missouri game?
Championship game weekend. Unless you really think your target's in a championship game.
Man.
You know, which happened with Bielema.
Yeah.
Bielema's Wisconsin team just crushed Nebraska, if you'll remember, before he became the Arkansas coach.
Yeah. And then he left. I'm trying to remember how shortly it was after that championship game.
He didn't coach their bowl game.
Yeah, I remember that too.
He was in Arkansas just a couple of days later.
That was still, we were having some fun earlier in the show talking about the weird circumstances of coaching hires and how the Bobby Petrino was a weird circumstance because you had the transition going on between Frank Pearls and Jeff Long. You had, of course, the Chad Morris hire, the weird transition of that athletic department. You can go back even further than that. Houston Nutt, where Frank Pearls wanted Tommy Tuberville. Other people wanted Houston Nutt. There was kind of a pool. And it's just amazing to me how Arkansas coaching hires, especially in football, always end up being strange, having some sort of weird element going along with it. And knock on wood, this might be the first coaching search in football in quite some time that doesn't seem to have any mystery, any unknown, where you have athletic departments up in the air as far as who the AD is going to be or who's making the decision. You don't have it to where one person has all the power to make the hire, or you have different opinions or different agreements on who they want as the next head coach. This seems like it's going to be, hopefully, a run-of-the-mill, typical coaching search with Hunter Yurachek in the administration. At least that's what you're hoping for. You're hoping for a conventional coaching search. If there even is one that exists in college football, you want a conventional coaching search because, as you've seen with other teams too, like, for instance, Tennessee, when the hiring of Jeremy Pruitt, if all this stuff gets out into the public, it gets pretty embarrassing pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, and that's always, I guess, your biggest fear is to have the appearance or the perception that you've been told no 6 times over, 7 times over. That's kind of where Tennessee was, because it's hard to sell to your fan base. This was the guy we wanted all along. Well, no, but that's the thing with all the misinformation. One of the things that Hunter Yurachek was talking about in his letter to the fans, that there is going to be substantial speculation, or I forget exactly what the adjective he used to talk about speculation, but that's what there's going to be. And some of that's going to be real, some of it's going to have some substance, and there's going to be a lot of it that there's nothing to it at all. And that's the hard part as fans is, you start just hearing names being thrown about. The media wants to create a buzz and a stir and create clicks and listens and all these things because there's no consequence to being wrong.
Mm-hmm.
There's a tremendous consequence for Hunter Yurachek being wrong in this search. So, I know it's hard to keep your powder dry, but that's what we all have to do right now.
Yeah. And it just makes me wonder, too, when, for instance, the Eric Musselman hire was made and that coaching search was going on, and, Kelvin Sampson was the name that got a lot of people going. I think it was, of course, the Marshall from Wichita State. Just lost his name. Greg Marshall. Yes, thank you. He was a guy that was being rumored around as well. And it just made me wonder, okay, were those smoke screens? Were they actually interested in them? Were they actually talking with them? Was it more of their agents? that's what makes the speculation even worse, is because if you actually do hear a name from legitimate media members, national media members even, you have no idea, because it could just be one side of it playing the game. So that's why I feel like with Hunter Yurachek and the announcement and the statement that he made yesterday to the fan base when talking about this coaching search, basically saying, hey, it's going to be a lot of speculation. Don't believe any of it.
Yeah.
Don't believe any of it, because we are keeping this very close to the chest. And until we make the hire or make the decision, nothing's true, nothing's real. Just wait and try to be patient.
Who's the guy at Utah, Whittingham? Kyle Whittingham,
Mm-hmm.
right? He's got to go up there for that soccer game in Provo. So, while you're there,
Well, Tommy, if we're going to be
that
playing,
game's today, right?
That's right.
4:00 today. I mean, while you're there, I assume Hunter Yurachek's going.
Yeah, stop on by, see what he's doing.
While you're there. I mean,
you'd be crazy not to.
Well, I mean, you've already paid for the jet fuel. I mean, hey, I just happen to be in the neighborhood.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Which, by the way, Tommy, by the way, if you want your flight tracker report,
yes,
here over the past few days, I have a small report. This one, as you mentioned, Utah, there was a private jet, a Learjet 45 heading to Salt Lake City yesterday. Could mean something.
Mm-hmm.
And also, there was a flight coming out of Searcy. I don't think, does Harding have a football team?
Yes.
They have a football team? Okay.
Yes.
Hopefully that's not the coach that they're visiting, but there was a boosters plane that was making their trip over to and from Harding, or to and from Searcy. So we'll see how that plays out as well. So that's the latest in the plane tracking business, just over the past couple of days at least. Right. So we'll see how that plays out. But it is.
I just know the soccer team plays in Utah, and that's a coach a lot of people I think would get excited about.
Would you be excited about it if it was Kyle Whittingham?
So. Well, I mean, there's a coach. I don't have the rankings right in front of me. What were they ranked this week? Not where Arkansas is. Was it 6th or 7th? Whatever it was.
I know it's top 10 for sure.
Yeah, 7th.
Yeah, and he's been there for a long time too.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy is that
I don't think he's a legitimate candidate. I just kind of throwing that out. Just we've had that name. Because we're in that silly season where everybody's just throwing names out. That's been a name thrown out. I just know. There's going to be some people say, well, Hunter Yurachek was up in Utah. Well, yeah, there was a soccer game, second round NCAA tournament game.
Well, they just to give everybody a heads up, Kyle Whittingham, his overall record at Utah since 2004, it's 129-62.
Yeah,
not a bad record. He's won many bowl games and been to the Sugar Bowl before and won that. I mean, there could be a lot worse candidates. Worse candidates than you could do that. Plus, I guess they're technically a Power 5. I keep having to remember that they are in the Power 5 right now. Sometimes they get lost in that because they used to be in the Mountain West. But, it could be that as well. But what I do know, and just looked at from some of the responses we've got via our texting and on Twitter, that nobody really wants a coordinator. Nobody will be excited about any coordinator. And they want to be excited about a head coach. So I don't know I think coordinator would it be a failure if you went a coordinator route? Would that mean that everybody told you no if you went a coordinator route?
I think that would be the perception.
Yeah.
I think that'd be unless you got Brent Venables, I think it'd be hard. That'd be the only coordinator I think people would get excited about.
Yeah. Because I can't think of any, because some people were bringing up the Joe Brady. I don't think that'll be enough to get people excited.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done a great job, don't get me wrong, but I just don't know if that's enough to get excited about.
Yeah. Totally agree. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out, but it's fun to play.
I'm not sure, I got my LSU notes here. That whole offensive staff deal is kind of weird anyway, John. So
yes,
tell you what's not weird is Branson at Christmas time. If you haven't taken your family to Branson before for Christmas, you need to go. The Christmas lights are amazing there. The holiday spirit, it's just really a great place to go and spend part of your holidays this year. And we're giving away a great trip to Branson with the Branson Convention and Visitors Bureau. HitThatLine.com in the morning rush. All you have to do is go to our website, HitThatLine.com. Give us your name, email address, and phone number. You can enter once a day. We'll give the trip away on December the 10th. So you got a few more weeks to get registered and enjoy Christmas and holidays in Branson. 3 nights at the Hilton down on the Landing. We got restaurants for you to eat in. We got tickets to a Christmas show. We're going to send you to Shepherd Hills.
Season. This is Recruiting Thursday on the...
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fenceman and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Hi, I'm Hector here from La Huertas. We like everything hot. La Huertas, we're fresh, authentic Mexican food served every day. La Huertas has 4 locations in the Fort Smith area with daily happy hours and a margarita night. Check it out. We're open 7 days a week with draft beer specials. Monday and Thursday night football. We are Fort Smith Authentic Mexican Restaurant. Yes, sir, we are. Fresh, homemade flour tortillas. La Huertas. At Rogers and Garrison location. Eat until you hurt. In Fort Smith, La Huertas.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fenceman and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Hi, I'm Hector here from La Huertas. We like everything hot. La Huertas, we're fresh, authentic Mexican food served every day. La Huertas has 4 locations in the Fort Smith area with daily happy hours and a margarita night. Check it out. We're open 7 days a week with draft beer specials. Monday and Thursday night football. We are Fort Smith Authentic Mexican Restaurant. Yes, sir, we are. Fresh, homemade flour tortillas. La Huertas. At Rogers and Garrison location. Eat until you hurt. In Fort Smith, La Huertas.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments
worldwide at hitthatline.com.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. We are brought to you by Metal Mart.
Yeah, they offer high-quality, prefabricated metal buildings, metal roofing, carports, and custom trim. Contractors and do-it-yourselfers all welcome there. So no matter the size of your company or the size of your project, Metal Mart can help you with that. Fort Smith, Mayflower, Jonesboro, Pine Bluff, and Little Rock are where their locations are at. Also, Metal Direct on Inmar Drive in the capital city. You can find them there as well. Metal Mart, the right material for the right price.
If you want to get on the conversation, call or text the Cherokee Casino hotline at 877-377-6963. Let's go to the Cherokee Casino hotline. We have Miss Lisa from Northeast Arkansas calling in. Good morning, Miss Lisa.
Well, good morning. How are you?
I have been better. I'm trying to battle through an illness right now, but it's going okay. I got my cough drops. I'm popping them in like Pez.
Well, I am too. So anyway, I'll be real quick, or try to be.
All right.
This coaching search, and I've been through all of them. And y'all have hit the nail on the head this morning. The last 20 years have been, I don't know where Arkansas has been in an abyss with their football hires. The only reason y'all didn't bring it out, and I don't know this for a fact, but I was told by someone who seems to be in the know that the board was not even going to hire Bobby Petrino. They were still on this Jim Grobe train out of Wake Forest, if you'll remember. Mm-hmm. And one of the board members was contacted, and he told Jeff Long he was going to hire Bobby Petrino. I mean, y'all were acting like Jeff Long said, "Oh, I'm going to hire Bobby Petrino." He was told to hire Bobby Petrino.
Well, and I'll
I
say
know that for a fact.
Well, I'll say this, Miss Lisa. I think that during that time, and again, this is just be my opinion, but during that time, I'm sure with the transition going on from Frank Broyles, who there's no bigger shoes to fill in the state of Arkansas than having to take over for Frank Broyles as an athletic director. I can only imagine. But I'm sure that Jeff Long, knowing that at that time, knowing that who he was having to take over for, and knowing the situation still being unfamiliar with Arkansas coming from Pitt, I'm sure that he didn't want to rock the boat too much when it came to what he was being told to do or told to hire. So I am sure that what you're saying is correct, where whoever came in and says you need to hire Bobby Petrino, I don't think that Jeff Long was in a position at that point to try to disagree or try to cause a stink over it if that was the guy that they truly wanted to hire.
Well, he was told to hire Bobby Petrino, period. And then he come over here to West Memphis. I was there at a Razorback meeting and stood up there like a mannequin and preached to us all about he searched out Bobby Petrino. So they took questions. They should not have done that. Who raised their hand first and asked him the question?
I feel like it was probably you.
It was me. I said, I know who, realistically, I know you probably signed the paper with him, but isn't it true that you were trying to back out of that hire? And he did a tap dance that you hadn't even seen on Lawrence Welk. So I've never had any trust in him. I'm not saying he's not a good person or anything. I don't want to, attack his character. But as far as being honest, he came out with this thing when he fired Petrino. What was the saying that they printed on shirts? Honest and trustworthy.
Integrity goes a long way.
Well, let me tell you something. In case you don't know it, in college football, integrity will get you nowhere. Now, I don't want a bunch of people shoot 'em up, bang, bang, and every week we're getting somebody out of jail. But let's face it, we need a few thugs, and we need a thuggish coach. We need somebody that can keep them in line and make them play, like the gentleman that called earlier said, 4 quarters of football. I mean, this isn't, Pop Warner. This is SEC football, and that's what you've got to have in the SEC. Okay, let me get off of that and go back to who, they're looking at. I have no idea who they're looking at, and I really don't want to know because I'm probably scared to death. But I think he knows, Hunter Yurchek knows this fan base well enough that we will stalk him when he makes these rounds all over the state and stops at these little pubs and cafes and gives these one Razorback, one nation under God and all this stuff speech. If he don't get it right, he'll have to go back to Houston. And I pray. Here's my top 3, and I've told you, and I'll tell you one more time. Gus Malzahn, and I think I've moved Matt Campbell to number 2, and I think Mike Norvell. I like Mike Norvell. I see him a lot on TV here, locally out of Memphis, giving talks and stuff. But I've sort of put him down a few rungs on the ladder because I don't know if he's mean enough for the SEC. Y'all understand me?
Yeah, I get you. You want somebody that's tough and mean and able to have a disciplinary feel to them, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't think that Mike Norvell. I don't know. And then he could. I just don't think he's got it in him. Maybe he does. But I still say, and a lot of people, from 10, 15 years, let go of the grudges, people. Let go of them. And if he can get Gus Malzahn to come to Arkansas, I think that's our guy. I think. Now, if they do get Gus Malzahn and it flops, I'll be the first to call in and say, I was wrong. But you bring in somebody like Mike Leach, or Lane Kiffin, forget me buying any tickets. But anyway, it's important. I'll be glad when it's over. And I'm loving the Hogs basketball. We've got us a coach there, so that gives me hope he'll get this right. Well, anyway, I hope y'all have a good weekend. If you hear anything, Facebook me.
Yeah, we'll let you know. We got you on speed dial there on the Facebook message. Thank you, though, Miss Lisa, for your call.
Drake texted into the show during the call. He is listening to us at 30,000 feet on a plane and said, when Miss Lisa said we needed a thuggish coach, he laughed out loud and everybody looked at him on the plane. So
yeah. Now, that we've gotten a lot of responses to that on our texting line and on our tweets.
I had to mention one that we got that, someone's listening at 30,000 feet. That's pretty cool, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So. That's what you can do when you have hitthatline.com streaming live.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, there's a lot to unpack here. Let's start with the thuggish coach. Need thugs.
Yeah.
I don't know if you – I know
what the guy. Who was the guy in Last Chance U?
Jason Brown. Oh my God!
Yeah. Is that what you want?
No, I'm about to say if there was a stereotype of the thug coach right there, that is that guy. I don't want that guy.
He's the guy.
So
I don't think that's the way we're going.
And I think I know what she was trying to say. She wants somebody that will get their hands dirty a little bit, and do whatever it takes to win. Not to say
Saturdays.
Yeah, on Saturdays. Not
on Saturdays.
Yeah, exactly. Not somebody that's going to go out and cause all these problems, or as she put it, shoot them up, bang, bang, having to bail players out of jail. I don't think that's what she was meaning. At least I hope not. She was more referring to somebody that's something that we talked about earlier when it came to the disciplinary thing, where it's just like they're an assassin. They don't care who, what, where, when, how. You're gonna do it their way. You're gonna win their way, and they're gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that you play that way. And it's a disciplinary thing, I believe.
Let me ask you this. Are you looking for the football version of Eric Musselman?
Yeah, as of right now, from what I'm seeing, yeah, be great.
I mean, you take that, right? Now,
Absolutely.
Who is that? Who is that person? But if you got the coaching qualities that we've seen through 4 games and what we've seen in the months that we've gotten to know Coach Musselman, a lot of his coaching qualities, a lot of his recruiting characteristics, a lot of the way he's running the program, the demands he puts on the players, the buy-in he's been able to achieve with the roster, the willingness to go to the transfer portal, just, keep going. Everything we've seen to this point, the intensity in which he coaches with, the discipline he seems to have, aren't you kind of just looking for someone that fits that mold that's a football coach? You're wanting a football version of Eric Musselman.
Yeah.
Mid-50s, early 50s, young enough to relate, young enough to have the energy. I mean, it's kind of, I mean, I don't think you'd be settling for that. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah. But I just don't know
who that is. Might be a little hard.
Well, that was going to be my point, is that I don't know of anybody that's out there that you can just point to and say, oh, yeah, this is the Eric Musselman version of college football coaching right here. Because Eric Musselman, and just, again, he's coached 3 games, but just from what we've seen, it's been something that everyone's buying into. He has immediately made a strong impact just by being on campus and in his recruiting efforts and his coaching efforts, and you're starting to see the actual progress that has been making. In football, though, it's a little different because, Tommy, I know that there's some things that you can see in, say, year one, because I think when Bobby Petrino was the coach, you saw things in that year, even though they went 5-7, you saw what they were doing. You saw that what they were trying to do, and you saw that, hey, man, if they get the right players in, this can work. You got to find somebody that can at least do that in football, not come in and immediately start making Arkansas relevant, but make them competitive and at least showcase what they're trying to do early on in their early going.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a people aren't going to be accepting this as a 5-year project turnaround, and that might be what it realistically is. But you want to see results year 1. You want to see the record turning around year 2. You want to be in a bowl game year 3. So I mean, that's kind of like the minimum, right? Mm-hmm. And maybe even a bowl game sooner than that, based on the young talent you have available.
But it makes me wonder with Lisa's call. She won somebody like a Hugh Freeze.
I don't know.
I think that would be something.
I mean, if Hunter Yurachek has shown us what he's looking for with the Musselman hire, that ain't really the route I think he's going. Is Lane Kiffin that kind of coach? I'm just trying to figure out what personality traits and coaching styles. I mean, I don't want to take too much out of the Musselman hire, but I think you can ignore it based on this is the kind of person and the kind of coach he's looking for.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Well, and
I don't know, and we're going to find out. Are there any similarities between one search and the other as far as who he can get? Ultimately, he's got to hire the best available candidate. That's what he's got to do.
Well, this comes from JC in Austin, and this is actually a really good option when he was talking about the Eric Musselman type of hire. Maybe the closest could be with something might be like a Matt Rule over at Baylor.
Yeah,
he's had some NFL experience. He's been an assistant in other places, and he's been a successful head coach both at Temple and at Baylor. I don't know if he'd be interested or not, but that may be the comparison that people need to make.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just thinking, everything, you just think about what everyone's described they're looking for. That's kind of what you got in your basketball coach, a lot of the same characteristics. So,
but would it not be easier, though, and I think it's obvious, it's obviously easier to get a big-time head coach to come coach basketball at Arkansas than it would be at football right now. We also got to take that into consideration as well.
Well, I think the path to success here is easier in basketball, no question. Much easier.
And taking over that situation.
You got Calipari to deal with in this league, but there's, Arkansas, you can easily make the case it's the second best basketball program in this conference. You can make that case. It may actually be third or fourth, but it's not outside the top 5 under anyone's estimate.
Yeah, but and also, Tommy, though, and going back to your point about how long it would take, it'd be a 4 or 5 year. I don't know if it needs to be that long in college football anymore. Like, I'm not saying that
find the right quarterback, and if KJ Jefferson turns out to be the guy that everyone thinks his potential could be holding, yeah, you're right.
Because if you think about
it, you got to figure out that line, John. Until you figure out the offensive and defensive lines, you're going nowhere fast.
Yeah, and that's why whoever they end up hiring, they better make sure that they got a great offensive line coach, because that definitely needs the most help, but also a great defensive line coach, because that's going to make the difference as far as you being successful in the SEC. But when it comes to some coach who's going to come in and be able to get it turned around at least quicker than what people would probably be expecting, they have to hit the ground running in recruiting, of course. But there are also elements to where it's like, to me, getting it going in year 3 is going and winning 7 or 8 games, which I don't think is impossible. I mean, Brett Bielema did that, and he went 3-9 in his first year.
But that's what I kind of say. You got to make a bowl game by year 3. I mean, when I say 5 years, I mean it's going to take 5 years, I think, to get back to winning, a scaring 9 wins. That's what I mean. So.
Right. Okay. And I think that's fair. I don't think that anybody should expect the Bobby Petrino deal where in year 3 you're going to the Sugar Bowl.
No one's hiring a coach to win 6 or 7.
No.
I mean, but I think that's where you should be by year 3. You know, it's going to take some time to recruit and develop some linemen.
Yeah.
And if you don't understand the fact, I'm talking to you, I'm just to all of us, if we don't understand the fact that you've got to fix this offensive line before you can fix this program, then you haven't been watching what's going on.
Yeah. Because without that, you're not going to be anything in this conference.
Yeah.
Anything at all.
It's a line of scrimmage league, and right now Arkansas is 15 out of 14 at the line of scrimmage.
Yep, on both sides of the ball.
Fix that first. You can't go anywhere until you fix that.
Absolutely. Let's get into your Hog update here on the Morning Rush.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
It's a great day to be a Razorback.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
Arkansas wins the national championship! The Arkansas Razorbacks have completed the dream season!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
All right, it's time for your Hog Update presented by Ozark Sportsman Supply.
Yeah, the biggest and best brands you want for the holiday season are at the Ozarks, whether it's Benelli, Glock, Smith & Wesson, Daniel Defense, and many more. They've got them in the firearms section of Ozark Sportsman Supply. Clothing side, all the best brands, Umgee, Drake, Carhartt, Columbia, Blowfish, New Balance, and many, many more at Ozark Outpost Casual Clothing and Footwear. And if you'd like to personalize something, check out the Print and Embroidery Shop. They can design a custom shirt, jacket, or any item you want personalized. Hey, this holiday season, make it joyful and easy when it comes to your shopping experience. Ozark Sportsman Supply and Ozark Outpost Casual Clothing and Footwear, Highway 412 West, barely out of Springdale and Tawnytown.
So for your Hog update, the 20th ranked Arkansas women's basketball team kept rolling last night. They beat Belmont 91-66 at Bud Walton Arena. They move on to 5-0 and also moving their average point differential on the season to 32 points. Tommy, the women's basketball team is really getting it going. It seems like Mike Neighbors has them going in the right direction, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Head out to California to play Cal Berkeley, I believe it is, on Saturday. So or this weekend, I think they play on Sunday. They head out there this weekend, so you get there and get a little better feel for the opponents. Then they go to the Bahamas. Phil was texting me Phil Elson saying, hey, I'm going to have to miss Wednesday's halftime show. We're leaving at this time to go to the Bahamas. I'm like, boo-hoo.
Yeah, I'm sure he's bummed.
Yeah, why don't I go to the Bahamas and you stay here? He goes, well, it's, you're going to miss Thanksgiving. I said, well, I didn't think about that.
Well, I mean, you can have Thanksgiving in the Bahamas, right?
You could have Thanksgiving in the Bahamas.
Yeah, so just do that.
So be a pricey ticket to take the family to the Bahamas right now.
Yeah, but you can't put a price on family and Thanksgiving and all of that.
Oh, you can't, but American Express can.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, but no, that's
so
going
to be. They got some competition, some games coming up. And before we're going to feel this 5-game homestand. Haven't really played the steepest of competition, but you get a better feel here the next week or two, I think.
Yeah, and that's what I told Phil too when he told me yesterday that he was going to the Bahamas. I'm like, nothing against it, but Razorback baseball team doesn't go to the Bahamas, so they're going to East Lansing this year up in Michigan. Right. So it'll be a little more fun to head down to the Bahamas during the cold time of the year.
So you got that to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly.
In February, whatever it is on the schedule.
Oh my goodness, yeah, because that was actually a game too that I think that me and Phil were talking about too. It might be the furthest north Arkansas's ever played a baseball game. Might be. I have to look at the records there, but either way, the women's team though, going back to the original point, they are certainly rolling right now with Mike Neighbors heading in with this great season they're having. So.
And his recruiting has been outstanding too, maybe more than what Eric Musselman's had at this point with the recruits. I think Arkansas is headed back to where Gary Blair had it at one point, and we'll see if that equates to a Final Four appearance or tournament runs. But regularly in the tournament, making some headway in the SEC, which is very difficult in women's basketball. It appears they've got the right coach finally back in charge of the program.
Absolutely. And also in some other Razorback news, too, Sosa Geem will be playing in the East-West Shrine Bowl game, there we go, on Saturday, January 18th in St. Petersburg, Florida. It's kind of sad with Sosa Geem's thing. He was a highly recruited kid coming out of high school, but since he's been on Arkansas, it's been nothing but changes and transition and tough play. So I still think he'll get into the NFL, but, man, it's been tough on him, I know for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you wonder why in-state kids would look elsewhere. I mean, this is an example of how just did not work out for as well as it could. I don't think he reached his full potential. He's had a good career. It just I don't think it's reached its full potential that he could have had maybe if it had been more stable during his time at Arkansas.
Yeah, certainly that's the case. By the way, we have a text here from Brandon on the Cherokee Casino hotline. Says, "Is it if excuse me, if line of scrimmage league is the SEC and that's why he feels we need Pittman back, I would understand not bringing him in as a head coach, but we need to bring him back as a assistant coach or an offensive line coach. How realistic is it?" I don't think it's that realistic as an assistant coach, but as a head coach, I think it's very realistic.
Depends on what your budget is. Depends on what you're willing to pay. So
how much is he worth, Tommy?
Well, how much is losing costing you? And, I don't know that he can come in and fix it, but I would make him like a running game coordinator or something and find the right fit where, LSU's making that work with an OC and a passing game coordinator with Joe Brady. Why couldn't you do that?
Sure.
Would he be worth $1 million a year as an offensive line coach? I don't even know what he's making at Georgia, but I don't imagine it's 7 figures.
No, I wouldn't think so either. And how many?
But would you be willing to pay him that?
Would he be the first, position coach to make $1 million?
That's why you'd have to make him like some kind of coordinator, running game coordinator, or something.
Yeah, because you don't want to
give some kind of big title you come up with.
By the way, he makes $650,000 a year. Oh no, excuse me, it's been raised to $825,000 a year.
Okay. So would you pay him $1 million a year? That's what it'd take to get him to probably come in. If it wasn't obviously you're going to pay more than that if he's your head coach or coordinator. But
would he be worth it to you?
Absolutely, because the difference in 2 or 3 wins has been line play. I mean, I'm not even talking about getting back to 10 wins. I'm just talking about getting out of this embarrassing abyss that, Clay calls it an abyss. That's correct. It's just been embarrassing. I mean, it's an embarrassment right now, the state of the football program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, and where did it all start going south? You can trace it back to when Sam Pittman left. So, absolutely. So, all right, we'll talk it over with Tom Murphy coming up. He'll join us in a few minutes. I want to tell you about Gaston's White River Resort. Got by there yesterday and saw Clinton. Everything looks great. They're getting ready for Thanksgiving and the holidays. One of the things that Clint was showing me and pointing out is they've got some all-new boats, and one of the things they're getting geared up and kind of here at the end of 19 and 20 is they're updating their line of boats for guided fishing trips. So another great reason to visit Gaston's. They're expecting a big crowd for Thanksgiving. Cabins are getting pretty thin, so if you want to spend any time Thanksgiving weekend, you better call and do it now. It's not a lot of time left at Gaston's to make that work for you. So 870-431-5202. We're also going to be telling you about winter rates that start in December with 40% discounts for the winter months at Gaston's. Be a great time to get away here in December through February at Gaston's. Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
It's recruiting season. This is Recruiting Thursday on the Morning Rush.
Save up to $2,700 or no interest for 5 years on a brand new Hot Springs hot tub during Burton Pools & Spas holiday sale. Every hot tub in stock is on sale with over 60 luxury spas to choose from, starting at $26.95. Just $26.95. That includes delivery, cover, and startup chemicals. Don't miss Burton Pools & Spas holiday sale going on now. Once it's over, it's over. Burton Pools & Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, your source for backyard fun.
Hey there, this is Travis Tollett from Williams Tractor. As the calendar winds down, Williams Tractor is winding up the savings on your favorite color, True Blue. During the True Blue sales event going on now at Williams Tractor, take advantage of 0% financing, cashback options, and other year-end specials on select New Holland tractors, hay and forage products, and material handling equipment. Get in on all the True Blue savings now at Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, or Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas and Rogers. But hurry in, the deal's in when the year does, on December 31st.
Hello, everybody. You're looking live at Fansville, a college football utopia.
Fansville.
Where the rivers flow with ice-cold Dr. Pepper.
Delicious.
Where every day is Saturday, and everyone's a fan, even babies.
Fan babies.
And the seasons never change, because the only season is college football season. Get a taste of Fansville this fall during a college football game near you. Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. Grab some today.
The Morning Rush is brought to you by Supercuts, who supports local teams. Supercuts, we're super into the movement.
Attention Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative members. Do you need a better internet provider? One who treats you like a member and not a number? Then check out our new fiber internet services from Wave Rural Connect. We are bringing state-of-the-art, high-speed fiber internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. If you are an Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative member, go to waveruralconnect.com to sign up. That's waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
You always get more at Orr.
The year-end clearance offers at Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith are so big. It's like Black Friday meets Cyber Monday meets after Christmas sale, all rolled into one. Like 20% off new 2019 half-ton Silverados. That's 20% off all trim levels, even if you want a high country model. Looking for a crossover SUV under 20 grand? Or Chevy's got them. The new 2019 Chevy Trax is clearance priced at $19,643. Or if you'd rather see big on a 2020 model, Or Chevy is taking $6,000 off 2020 Chevy Equinoxes. Plus, with any new vehicle sold, Or Chevy will give you a lifetime powertrain warranty, 2 years of free maintenance, and free car washes for life. So find new roads and save 20% off a 2019 Silverado today at the River Valley's favorite, Or Chevrolet on Auto Park Drive under the giant American flag. All offers with approved financing through GMF. Surf OrChevyFS.com for more details. And remember,
You always get more at Orr.
Morning, cowboy. Need a little extra something to wake up? Well, for just $3, you can order yourself a hearty Southwest omelet, biscuit, or burrito and lasso the day the cowboy way. With cheesy eggs, bacon, and just enough jalapenos to make you sit up in the saddle. All stacked onto a fresh, made-from-scratch biscuit or warm, soft tortilla. And each for just $3. The Southwest Omelet, Biscuit, and Burrito. Now part of Hardee's 2-3 More menu. Offer valid for a limited time during regular breakfast hours at participating Hardee's. Tax not included. Price and participation may vary.
Hello, would you like me to find workout classes near you?
There are no stores that sell glasses within 10 miles of your location.
There's enough artificial in the world. That's why Michelob Ultra is brewed with no artificial colors or flavors. With just 95 calories and 2.6 carbs, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. 2019 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. 95 calories, 2.6 grams carbs, 0.6 grams protein, and 0.0 grams fat for 12 ounces.
What does that mean?
It means they are the best of the best.
Okay.
It means that Jody'sAuto.com was voted by the people that deal with them,
their customers,
as best at first getting the car in one of their 3 shops quickly, finding out what was wrong with it, fixing it right the first time, and charging the customers a fair price for the repairs.
Getting it in, getting it out quickly at a fair price. Huh.
Real simple. Jody'sAuto.com. Best of the best.
Jody'sAuto.com. One stop for the best tire brands at the best prices, price match guarantee, and these folks know tires. 3 oil change specials. One stop for all services, all repairs, all maintenance, towing, and fleets. 3 locations, 2 in Fort Smith and 1 in Van Buren. When you have made up your mind to live by 3 words, do what's right, being voted by your customers best of the best is quite an honor. Convenience and trust since 1984. Jody'sAuto.com, best of the best.
The biggest discounts ever during the Black Friday sales event at Harry Robinson's Salisaw Ford. 2019 Ford F-150 regular cab. The lowest price ever, only $19,999. 2019 Ford Escape slashed to $23,750. And the 2019 Ford F-150 4-wheel drive Super Cab, only $29,999. The biggest discounts ever during the Black Friday sales event at Harry Robinson's Salisaw Ford. 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisaw.
ESPN 95.3. It's the Morning Rush on the radio and streaming worldwide at hitthatline.com.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush, where we are brought to you by Williams Tractor.
It's the True Blue savings event going on right now. Williams Tractor taking advantage of 0% savings.
Tell you what, let's try to reconnect. Let's try to reconnect there with Tommy here in just a second, though. We'll try to get that. We're having some problems with his microphone. But right now, instead, let's go to the Cherokee Casino hotline and welcome in Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat Gazette. Good morning, Tom. How you doing, man?
Doing great, man. I'm hearing some background music, the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, and I wonder if there's any correlation.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if it's any correlation with the wreck, but I was thinking, he mentions November in the song.
It sounds like Tommy's broadcasting from Lake Gimaguchi.
Yeah, he's like over there. Yeah, but it was like, hey, it's a November song, so, why not? Are you a fan of Gordon Lightfoot in the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald there, Tom?
A big fan. I've got Gore's Gold, his greatest hits, and have it on my MP3, and I enjoy listening to it while mowing.
He celebrates his entire catalog.
Well, there you go. Excellent. Well, that's good to know, Tom. I'm a big Gordon Lightfoot fan as well, and it's good to have you on, man. There's a lot of things we want to get to. First off, let's look at the Razorback football team. Obviously, LSU this weekend. We talked a little bit about it with you on Tuesday, but you got to meet with Barry Lunney yesterday as he was out there on the field talking with some of the media. Just anything has changed in your mind? Has anything really stood out to you as far as some of the comments that he's made, what the practices have looked like? Because we don't really know a whole lot of information of what's going on, and I think that's done on purpose.
Yeah, they've closed off the part where the first offense is operating is pretty well closed off. I mean, we see the periods that involve flex and stretch and some special team stuff and just some individual drills. But right when we're leaving the complex, they go and do a little bit of team stuff. And, KJ Jefferson has been there. And so unless they're throwing some kind of big curveball, I expect him to be the starter. But I think they're going to have packages for other guys. And as he mentioned, they're going to keep allowing the other quarterbacks to show what they've got. So I don't think it's been any big mystery to Ed Orgeron and them. But, hey, they're going to have to prepare for a running quarterback like KJ Jefferson, and who had a very successful start to his career here, and running quarterback, John Rice Plumlee really gashed them last week. I mean, that was impressive to watch. And so between Rakeem Boyd's running and KJ Jefferson, some RPO stuff trying to get to the edge where LSU was a little vulnerable, and then maybe they'll have some passing stuff. Maybe Nick Starkel, gets an opportunity with a package where they just kind of keep LSU on their toes a little bit. But what I do expect to see is the Razorbacks playing with a little more heart, and that's what Barry Lunney talked about on his radio show. That his first appearance at the Catfish Hole last night was that they just want to go out and lay it on the line, show that what kind of team they are. And it's a heck of a proposition to go down there and make a big impact in this game against LSU, which is a very complete team. But I think Razorback fans are dialed in to, let's give this team 2 more games and see where we go with a new coach.
Well, that was going to be my next question as far as just the heart that Barry Lunney's wanting this team to play with. I'm sure it's not the easiest thing because what are you really playing for at this point? No bowl game, nothing like that. It's mainly just playing for yourselves and playing for the coach. Do you think that Barry Lunney, at least from what you've been able to see and hear, do you think that he's gotten everybody on board and that you will see a lot of heart played with on Saturday? Maybe not a win, but at least they will put forth the effort and play with a lot of heart.
Well, that's the hope, and we won't know that until we see what the product looks like on the field on Saturday. And how does that manifest itself? I think that means better one-on-one tackling, pursuit to the ball, game tackling, holding your blocks just a little bit longer if you're on the offensive front, helping teammates and things like that. And, I expect them to have a little wrinkle somewhere along the line, whether it be in special teams or somewhere, because Ed Orgeron said, and I don't get how you do this, but he goes, we know that they're going to be practicing some stuff that we haven't seen because they've had this extra week. So we've been practicing for that. Well, how do you practice for what you don't know is coming? So we'll see how that turns out. I mean, some of the stuff they've done has backfired. The fake punt, the double pass in the Ole Miss game, went the wrong way. So we'll see if they can pull off something like that this week.
Well, Tom, in this series between these two teams, I know that it's got a quote-unquote rivalry to it, and it's for the Battle of the Golden Boot and all that fun stuff. But let's just be honest, it's not really a rivalry game in the same sense of other college football games. But I will say that for whatever reason, this game is always a little weird. And in most of the cases, it's because Arkansas always plays a lot better than what they normally do, and LSU plays a little worse. Even last year, Arkansas only lost by a touchdown, and that LSU team should have blown the doors off of Arkansas, but Arkansas still stuck around. Do you see that maybe happening in this game again where, not saying Arkansas wins, but could you see maybe a big letdown from LSU and Arkansas kind of plays out of their minds and they at least keep it competitive?
Yeah, if we're being honest with ourselves, the interest in the Arkansas game for LSU is down the totem pole, man. I mean, it's behind Alabama, it's behind A&M, it's probably behind Auburn, just because those teams have been more strong recently. So that's the case, and it's the ultimate trap game in terms of they come off a huge win at Alabama, the groundbreaking win for them, and then the caution is, well, we just won a big game, we can't have a letdown in a road game at Ole Miss, and they were a little bit sluggish, but they jumped on top early and weren't really threatened. So this is now the ultimate trap game in that it's a very downtrodden opponent with a new coach, and they've got A&M coming up, who they lost to in 7 overtime. So I think the formula is right and I think like Grant Delpit, their safety, might not be playing and all this stuff. So and all the talk now is we're on track to win the West and be the first seed in the playoff. But even if they play poorly and Arkansas plays very, very well and plays with all this heart we're talking about, that's a long road to go to complete the task and get an upset down there. But I was thinking about David Basil, creator of the Golden Boot Trophy and others, what he told them in 2014 when they broke their 17-game SEC losing streak. If we win this game, you run your beeps across that field and get that trophy. And that's what they did. And Arkansas fans stormed the field. This is a road game. Crazy things have happened down there for Arkansas at LSU, but it's going to take a whale of an effort to win.
Yeah, I think even if the talent comes down to it, it'll just take – you're talking about one of the greatest and biggest upsets in college football regular season history is probably what it would end up being if Arkansas got the case. But we just got about a minute with you left here, Tom. I just want to ask you about Ed Orgeron and him being at LSU. I honestly, and I'll admit, I was wrong. I thought that he would be a average hire at best. I didn't think he would do anything that Les Miles wasn't able to do. But he has found a way to get this LSU team ready, and I don't see anybody beating them the rest of the way in college football.
Well, great point, and I agree with you. I just didn't think it would work out, but it turns out he really learned some great lessons. He learned how to handle players a little better, and he finally found the formula on offense. Steve Ensminger's his guy, but bringing in Joe Brady has been the game changer, as he called it, and he's let them do their thing. It's been fascinating to see.
Tom Murphy, appreciate you joining us as always, man. Have a great weekend, all right?
All right, see you.
Hey, appreciate it, Tom Murphy. As the calendar winds down, folks, Williams Tractor is winding up savings during the True Blue Savings event going on right now at Williams Tractor. Take advantage of 0% financing, cashback savings, and other year-end specials on select New Holland tractors, hay and forage products, and material handling equipment as well. Get in on all the True Blue Savings event right now at Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, or Bobcat in Northwest Arkansas in Rogers. But hurry in. The deal's in soon with Williams Tractor. We have Richard Davenport of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette coming up next on this Recruiting Thursday. Stay with us, folks.
What's your more? Maybe it's more early morning duck calls at your own private duck club. Whatever you'd like more of, Mega Millions from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery can turn those dreams into reality. And the next drawing is for more than $200 million. So go to your local lottery retailer and get your ticket to more today. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Are you in the market for a new pool or spa? Seaside Pools and Spas has been constructing quality pools in the four-state area since 1967. It's your one-stop shop for chemicals, equipment, spas, and in-ground pools. With a service department like no other, Seaside Pools and Spas can help you with any repair, maintenance, or renovation needs necessary. Visit Seaside Pools and Spas today in Springdale and Bentonville or online at seasidepools.com.
Hi, this is Jan. Thanks for calling Toyota.
Hi, Jan. I heard Toyotathon is on.
It sure is. We've got great year-end deals on Camry, RAV4, Tundra, Highlander, and more. Do you hear that?
That would be my mom. I'm home for the holidays, and apparently she's still eavesdropping on my calls like she used to.
What was that again about year-end deals?
Mom.
Oh, I'm sorry, honey.
Okay. And did I mention every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, our 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan? It's happening again.
Dad, hang up the phone.
Toyotathon is on now. Come in today. Bring your mom.
During Toyotathon, qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 72 months or a total bonus of $5,500 on a new 2019 Toyota Tundra Special Edition. Toyota, let's go places. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and N12-219. Toyota Care covers normal factory scheduled service for 2 years or 25,000 miles, whichever comes first. See participating dealer for coverage details.
Thank you, River Valley, for the 4th consecutive year. You voted Crabtree and Alma the best place to buy an RV. To show our appreciation, we are beginning our Christmas Cash Day sale early. From now through New Year's Eve, you can choose sales tax paid or $1,000 in Christmas cash on the purchase of any RV from Crabtree. And we'll still give you the most for your trade. The best deals of the year are happening now at Crabtree RV in Alma, where your family's dreams come true.
Hi, it's David Neal with Road Chevrolet in Van Buren, where we are turning November into Yes-Vember. Come to Van Buren and see why Road Chevrolet is the place to buy your new vehicle. We have new 2019 Silverado Z71s with up to $13,000 off. That's over 25% off new Silverados. Only at Road Chevrolet in Van Buren. Visit roadchevy.com to see our full inventory. That's RHODES Chevy.com. Prices you'll love, people you can trust. Road Chevrolet in Van Buren. Find new roads.
See dealer for details.
Is your home at least 10 years old and served by OG&E? OG&E is offering Arkansas customers a free weatherization program to increase your comfort and lower your bills. A trained crew will perform an energy audit at no cost to you, and if your home qualifies, our crews will install measures that will save you money. The services provided through this program are absolutely free to qualifying homes. If you could benefit from free home weatherization improvements, call OG&E at 1-800-272-9741. That's 1-800-272-9741. Littleton's Paintless Dent Repair is your one-stop shop for all repairs. Paintless Dent Repair, door dings, unsightly dents, and hail damage repair, all repaired to like new conditions. With over 1 million repaired vehicles with satisfied customers, Michael Littleton is the expert in paintless repair. Littleton's Paintless Dent Repair, conveniently located 3 miles from the Arcoma exit off Highway 112. Or call 479-461-9764. Your number one Arkansas fan.
Massey Ferguson tractors have arrived at Bush Machine and Tractor. They're proud to be the newest Massey Ferguson dealer in western Arkansas, providing you with a full lineup of versatile tractors. They're built with straightforward power, smart fuel economy, and upgraded control and comfort. Stop by and find a new Massey Ferguson perfectly sized for your property or farm at Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith, or visit them online at bushtractor.com.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources. Fall is my favorite time of the year. Football, fine weather, and my chance to flip the lot. We're out to sell every single car in our Rath Road Ready inventory and flip the lot during our fall clearance. That's right, every vehicle must go. To make it happen, we're discounting our entire inventory with savings up to $4,300 below retail. Even our special purchase vehicles are included, like 2018 Hyundai Elantra SELs for only $13,991. If you're keeping the car you have, let us take care of it for you in our Meineke Car Care Center with buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and 50% off brake pads. Don't miss out on the savings. Help us flip the lot. Get the Rath Road Ready vehicle that's perfect for you and save up to $4,300 during the fall clearance at Arkansas's #1 rated and reviewed independent dealer, Rath Auto Resources, and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Occasional showers, a few isolated thunderstorms today. Temperatures actually going in the wrong direction, especially across the north, falling through the lower 60s. It looks like we'll see high temperatures in the upper 60s south. Showers and thunderstorms will be likely with some heavier rain tonight. An overnight low 40s north, low 50s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Weather is brought to you by Harry Robinson Buick GMC, where you always get more for your trade. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith. You can shop anytime at harryrobinson.com.
You're listening to the Morning Rush live from the Bush and Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3 KERX Paris Fort Smith. This hour of the Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly. Broadcasting live from the Toyota Studios, this is the Morning Rush.
Fired up about practice today. I mean, we just had, 6 or 7 former players
that just decided to come out on their own today, just to show support for our guys. It's pretty cool. It's including Coach Hatfield in here, just some guys that care about this program, and they came. We got a chance to acknowledge them before practice, and man, that means the world to us and to me and our football team. So we're ready to get after it today. Have another good practice.
With John Neighbors.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
And Tommy Kraft.
Tommy is a good kid, too, but he's crazy. The Cowboys got too much to prove.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. Appreciate everybody listening in on this beautiful Thursday morning here in the great state of Arkansas. I'm John Neighbors alongside Tommy Kraft and Maddie T. Thank you as always for making us a part of your morning. This morning we're brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Save up to $2,700 or no interest for 5 years on brand new hot spring hot tubs during the Burton Pools and Spas holiday sale going on right now, where every hot tub in stock is on sale, and with over 60 luxury spas to choose from, starting at $26.95. This includes delivery, cover, and startup chemicals. Stay warm and cozy this winter in your new hot tub, the perfect gift for you and your family right in your backyard. Holiday sales going on, and don't forget to check out the Big Green Egg, and also don't miss out on Burton Pools and Spas holiday sale, which is going on now. Once this sale is over, the deals are gone. So make sure you take advantage of it at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, your source for backyard fun. It is a recruiting Thursday here on the Morning Rush, and you know what that means. We got to have the recruiting expert himself, Richard Davenport of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, right now on the Cherokee Casino Hotline. Good morning, Richard. How you doing, man?
Fired up, man. Fired up.
No, I'm good. That's what we want from you, Richard. We want you to be fired up, and hopefully it's just because you're on the Morning Rush, and that's what's getting you fired up. Is that the case here?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm kind of a zombie until you guys call.
Well, I'm glad that we can provide you some extra boost of energy there, and it's always good to have you on, Richard, to talk a little recruiting. And I didn't want to start with the good news, at least with basketball. Man, they had the Chris Moore deal that did not go Arkansas's way, and then they have Jalen Williams coming up here this weekend, which is going to be a big commitment. We'll start there with the Chris Moore situation. What happened with that whole ordeal? Why did he go to Auburn? What can you tell us about that commitment?
Well, one thing that you have to realize, Auburn offered him 3 years ago. So that relationship's been ongoing for that long, and that's a long relationship. And I think you also look at, Coach Muss and them trying to get in during the situation, and obviously getting in late. And it's just kind of hard to overcome a 3-year relationship, but it's just one of those type deals where I think the relationship, and Wes Flanagan obviously is very well known in the state of Arkansas, and I think that helped. And I think he probably looked at the roster too, and thought that maybe because that Auburn went to the Final Four, that maybe that they can have success quicker at Auburn.
And I mean, that makes sense too, because it's just one of those things that if you're Auburn too, you're coming off of a Final Four. You mentioned the history and the relationships that they have. A lot of times you just can't help but avoid those things. But then moving on to Jalen Williams, which is going to be a big get for Arkansas because he's a big man, and Arkansas needs a lot of help, especially on the interior. How are you feeling about that situation? Is that something that you feel confident in Eric Musselman that he's going to be coming to Arkansas? What's kind of your gauge on Jalen Williams right now?
Yeah, I feel good about Arkansas. Let's face it, he lives about 30, 45 minutes away from Fayetteville, and his parents can see him play at any time. If that's the case, going to Auburn, you're not going to be able to see him every game, and I think that's going to be a big pool, and I think that Coach Muss and the staff's done an excellent job of recruiting him and letting him know how important he is. And so I still feel good about Jalen, and he's supposed to announce Saturday sometime that afternoon.
So if he decides to go to Arkansas, what can you tell us about his game? Because we know his size. He's a big guy, and Arkansas obviously is going to need all the help they can get on the size. But what kind of player, is there a comparison that we can have to what we can expect out of him? Just what can he add to Arkansas in his freshman year if he decides to go with the Razorbacks?
He's an inside-out guy. He can hit the three. He's very comfortable from three-point line, and pretty good shot there. He's definitely gotten better with his back to the basket. He can shoot the face up. He's got good range, and he can block some shots. He's not overly athletic, but he has good athleticism. I guess there's one guy to compare him to, just off the top of my head. I would think somewhat like Dwight Stewart, because Dwight Stewart was able to go inside, outside. Now, obviously, different body types, stuff like that, but their game is somewhat similar.
And that should excite Razorback fans if that ends up being the case. Any sort of comparison like that would definitely be big. Another player that I want to ask you as far as the basketball side of things go is Devontae Davis, who committed to Arkansas and also signed to Arkansas during the early signing period. Do you see any of these other players signing during the early signing period for Eric Musselman besides Devontae?
No, he's the only one. The rest of the guys, they plan on waiting till the spring and just kind of seeing how the season plays out and go from there.
Speaking of Richard Davenport of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette right now on the Morning Rush via the Cherokee Casino hotline. Richard, switching it up over to football, it's obviously kind of a weird situation where you have an interim coach in with Barry Lunney. You have a lot of assistants that are still trying to recruit, but no one knows who the next head coach is going to be. Just what's the recruiting aspect look like as far as the football side? Are they still going out, still visiting, still getting guys to try to commit to Arkansas, even though it's all up in the air? What's kind of the plan right now?
Well, right now you just stay in touch with them and try to tell them to be patient, until the next coach is named, and just go from there. Currently they have 6 commitments, and I think all of those guys are pretty solid. I think that they just want to see who the new coach is, and the guys the 8 guys that have reopened and decommitted from Arkansas since Coach Morris has let go. Many of those guys are still, interested in hearing from Arkansas and the new coaching staff, and interested to see if any of the guys that are currently on staff that are retained. If you have some of the guys that are currently on staff retained, I think that helps their chances with some of the guys that obviously reopened things. Because I've talked to several, and they some of them were recruited by Coach Lunney, Coach Traylor, and Coach Stepp has said that they would definitely look at Arkansas very seriously again if those guys were retained.
That was actually going to be my next question as far as retaining assistant coaches. I mean, do you see any of these guys getting retained? Is it going to be up to the coach? If they did retain, who do you think would be some of the more important factors, especially recruiting? What about the coaching retainment?
Well, if you look at the coaches that are being mentioned for the job, and not too many of them really know the state of Arkansas, know about the university that well. So I think that lends to Barry Lunney Jr. being retained. I'd be very surprised if he's not. You need a guy that knows the university and the state of Arkansas inside out, knows the football program, is well respected. Then I mentioned Jeff Traylor, obviously East Texas, since Coach Morris got into Fayetteville, and primarily because of Jeff Traylor, they were able to recruit East Texas very well, and he's also respected throughout the state of Texas. But really, Arkansas hadn't recruited East Texas like they've have the last 2 years. You'd have to go back to maybe Houston Nutt, because Houston Nutt really did a good job of recruiting East Texas, and a lot of that was Bobby Allen. So I think that you got to take a look at that, and you got to be impressed with what Coach Stepp's done in recruiting for his receivers. So and don't forget Mark Smith; he did an excellent job in the state of Texas too. He got those Jalen Catalon and Enoch Jackson and Torian Carter and several other guys from the state of Texas. So there's some candidates that could be looked at that definitely be retained.
Well, let me ask you this, Richard, because I'm sure you've been asked a million times about who you think the next head coach is going to be, or what do you think about this name? It's almost like coaching Mad Libs when it comes to placing with a name and an adjective of what you think. But some name that actually has been talked about this morning, has been talked about throughout the week as far as for Arkansas, someone that I know you're familiar with as well. He's never been a head coach, but Sam Pittman, because of the aspect of him being a fantastic recruiter, him being a fantastic offensive line coach. Trench play is important, if not the most important thing in the SEC when it comes to competing. If you saw something like that type of scenario happening with Sam Pittman and him being able to assemble a great staff, what would you make of that as far as how well they would recruit? And do you think that would be something that would really work out at a place like Arkansas where they had guys that could still recruit at a high level but also taking a risk on a guy who's never been a head coach before?
Well, it'd definitely be a risk, but Dabo Swinney was. I mean, I had a college coach tell me it's not so much important for a coach to be an OC or a DC. It's about leadership, and if Coach Pittman shows that leadership, I guess in a one-on-one meeting with Hunter or whoever else. And I think he could. He'd have to knock them socks off, but I think some fans would definitely embrace it. Some fans would be a little uneasy because he doesn't have previous head coaching position experience, but it is intriguing. And obviously, he was a great recruiter when he was here at Arkansas.
All right, before we let you get out of here, Richard, is there a name? Is there somebody? I know we keep asking this, but we'd be remiss if we didn't ask you. Who do you think? What do you make of the current coaching search situation for Arkansas? Any names that really pop out to you?
Man, I've gone back and forth, and I'll be honest with you. There's one guy that I come back to on a consistent basis is Mike Leach. Mm-hmm. What he did at Texas Tech hasn't duplicated what he did at Texas Tech since he left. What he's done at Washington State's very, very impressive because that is a very tough place to win, and he's been able to do that and have pretty good success after rebuilding that program. So here's a guy that's shown that he can rebuild a program. He's got ties to the state of Texas. He's going to win. There's no doubt. He is a safe hire. He's going to win. There's no doubt about it. So if you're Hunter Yurachek and you're looking for a guy that can rebuild a program, he's going to win. He checks off those two boxes for sure. So and he brings a name. I've talked to some recruits and that they're very intrigued by him. He kind of gives that wow factor, and obviously he would bring in national attention because he is a character. He's a funny guy. But number one thing he does, he wins football games, and that's what you need right now.
Yeah, especially in the SEC. And another thing about Mike Leach that's always intrigued me, too, is that his offense, everyone thinks that he does the five-wide old Texas Tech offense that he had, which, yeah, there's some truth to that, but he's also adjusted over the years. And even a couple of years ago when he had Alex Gingrich as a defensive coordinator, people said that his teams never play defense. Well, they do. I think there's more to him than just having some funny remarks and some great offenses that pass the ball over the field. I think that he is able to adjust, and he's a smart enough coach to where if he has a certain amount of players, say in year one, if he was the Arkansas head coach, if he can't do the offense he wants to do, then he can adjust and make it work. And I think that that's something that's also important of a great football coach, too, being able to play the cards that you're dealt and still find a way to win with them, too.
You killed it. That was a great explanation, and I agree with you. I mean, to be able to adjust to your talent is a sign of a good coach. Some coaches want the talent to adjust to his philosophy instead of the other way around, and I think you got to be able to be flexible in that area, and he definitely has shown that. To me, after thinking about it more and more, like I just said, I come back to him just about every time.
Yeah, I do as well. Well, we'll see how it plays out. There's still going to be at least a week and a half of this talk when it comes to the coaching search, but it should definitely be interesting as it goes on. Richard Davenport of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Always appreciate you hopping on with us, Richard. Great stuff as always, man. Have a great weekend, and we'll catch up with you next week, all right?
All right, buddy. We'll see you, John.
All right, appreciate it, man. 877-377-6963 is the number to call or text in the Cherokee Casino hotline, where all guests join us via the Cherokee Casino hotline. Tommy, some of the stuff that Richard had said, obviously, was interesting from the recruiting aspect, but the Mike Leach angle is something that I think most Razorback fans would be okay with, especially given what he could bring into the mix and the name he has. There's no doubt he'd win. It's just a matter of how long would it take him to win at Arkansas.
He's number one on my list, and for a lot of the same reasons that Richard listed. That's the name people have asked the last couple of weeks I give. Why? Just like Richard said, I'm the same way. He built something from nothing at Texas Tech. He did it again at Washington State. That's what you need, is a coach that can and has experience taking a program that's on its knees and getting it back to sprinting again. That's what he's done, and done it twice. So he's built 2 programs, and he's had great assistant coaches around him at Texas Tech. Maybe not as much at Washington State. I think he'd play well in the SEC.
Yeah, I absolutely do think it's that as well. Because, listen, Mike Leach is known for his crazy personality. He's known for his wacky antics and his comments about superheroes. I mean, he is that guy, but there's more to him than that. And at this point in time in Arkansas, and this is where I try to caution Razorback fans, don't be picky. Don't be overly picky. It's okay to be saying, hey, well, this is to be the coach I want, or hey, this I think this coach would be all right. It's okay to say those things. But what it's not okay is just to be so overly picky that it ends up costing you. It's almost like what was that movie? Shallow Hal, Maddie T. You remember that movie? Did you ever see that movie?
Yeah,
Jack Black.
He fell in love with an overweight girl. He saw her as a thin person.
But the reason that he was given that trance or whatever is because he was so shallow.
Yeah,
he was over the top, and he couldn't find happiness with it because he was so critical of everything. And that may be one of the lamest comparisons I've ever made when it comes to the coach here at Arkansas. But I think that it's fitting, is that so many people are coming in. Like, for instance, if we throw a name out there, we get blown up with text messages from people saying why they don't want a particular individual. And sometimes it is so minor, it's so small on one of the reasons why. For instance, we had this, and I'm not trying to call you out, Justin and Van Buren. I'm not calling you out specifically, but I'm just saying that there are other people that have done this too. We were talking about Sam Pittman. He says, Sam Pittman has dumped us before, wasn't even going to tell his players, I don't want him. Can't hold grudges, man. Not in the coach's game. And I'm not saying that Sam Pittman would be the guy, but you got to understand that in college football, is so important to have a guy, of course, that can win you games, but also be able to, as a fan base, trust the process, if you will. Trust that Hunter Yurachek and the Board of Trustees are going to make the right decision in bringing in the right guy, and trust that whoever he is, he's going to come in and he's going to do a good job with it. But you can't hinder your search. You can't hinder any of it if you constantly are picking at some of the smallest stuff, some of the most minor things of all time. Like, we've had people text in that they don't want Mike Leach because he's weird. What does that matter if he wins?
I'd take weird at this point.
I mean, would you not? Well, if like Chad Morris, I don't think was weird. What did that do for you? Nothing. So I don't see any reason why, as a Razorback fan base and as a place that's trying to hire another head coach, that you don't go all in on somebody that's going to produce wins regardless of their personality, regardless of their past. Not saying you want somebody that you don't want to bring in Art Briles, okay? There is a line that can be drawn. You don't want to bring in an Art Briles. But you know what? If there's somebody out there that you know will give you instant success, that will be good for the long term, that may have had some things in their past that you may not agree with or you hope doesn't happen here, you're going to just have to bite that bullet. Like Lane Kiffin. Would Lane Kiffin be a great hire? I think he would be a good hire. I really do. But he's never going to go anywhere, and you never get another job if you don't get him a chance and give him an opportunity. All of you love Bobby Petrino. You don't think Bobby Petrino had stuff that was very public before he was hired at Arkansas? How many of you were out there saying that when Bobby Petrino was named, well, we don't want him, he was trying to go behind the back of the Auburn administration and get that job from Tommy Tuberville? Or he left Louisville in a bad way. He didn't tell anybody about it, and he just left. We don't want him. No. You swallowed your pride, and you owned it, and you were happy about it because you knew he was going to be a great coach. If Arkansas, again, I keep playing this game because it's fun, but if Arkansas was going to hire Urban Meyer, they're not going to. But if they were, would everybody start bringing up, well, what about that whole Aaron Hernandez thing in Florida? I don't want him. Or even the Ohio State thing, as serious as it was and as bad as it was. Would you swallow your pride and say, yeah, I still want Urban Meyer, though, because he wins? Yes, you would. And don't sit there and tell me and try to convince me that you're a true Razorback fan and you wouldn't. That's just the fact of the matter. So I just feel like it's funny how any coach that gets mentioned, something gets brought up about why somebody doesn't like them. Don't be too picky. The guy produces. If the guy wins, do it. Hire him. Because the pickier, is that a word? Pickier?
It is
now,
today.
It is today. The pickier you are, the worse off you're going to be, because everyone's going to be flawed in college football. I know that we like to think that everyone's just a bunch of saints in college football, especially coaches.
Well, Miss Lisa wants a thug.
Yeah, Miss Lisa over here wanting thugs.
What do you
or
think
a thuggish coach.
What do you think about Toll on the YouTube video stream? Gus slung us under the bus. The dirtbag can stay in Alabama.
See, that's exactly what I'm saying. But if you know what, if he's the best option you got left, you get over it. You swallow your pride. Hey, if you have experience transporting frozen and refrigerated goods and want to be a part of a trucking family with insurance and be home every week, you need to contact Brent Higgins Trucking. Since 1997, Brent Higgins Trucking in Mulberry has been proudly delivering to and from various areas in the United States, including but not limited to Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Brent Higgins Trucking, where you are a name, not just a number. Contact them today at 479-997-2366 or head over to their website at BrentHigginsTrucking.com. Coming up next on The Morning Rush, we're going to get into your SEC update, give you some other news nuggets that are going around the country in the SEC, some of the storylines there, some of the updates there. Of course, we'll get to more of your phone calls and text messages via the Cherokee Casino hotline, 877-377-6963, and all that coming up next on The Morning Rush.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Hi, I'm Hector here from La Huertas. We like everything hot. La Huertas, we're fresh, authentic Mexican food served every day. La Huertas has 4 locations in the Fort Smith area with daily happy hours and a margarita night. Check it out. We're open 7 days a week with draft beer specials. Monday and Thursday night football. We are Fort Smith Authentic Mexican Restaurant. Yes, sir, we are. Fresh, homemade flour tortillas.
La Huertas.
At Rogers and Garrison location. Eat until you hurt. In Fort Smith, La Huertas.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off 5540 in Fort Smith.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Hi, I'm Hector here from La Huertas. We like everything hot. La Huertas, we're fresh, authentic Mexican food served every day. La Huertas has 4 locations in the Fort Smith area with daily happy hours and a margarita night. Check it out. We're open 7 days a week with draft beer specials. Monday and Thursday night football. We are Fort Smith Authentic Mexican Restaurant. Yes, sir, we are. Fresh, homemade flour tortillas.
La Huertas.
At Rogers and Garrison location. Eat until you hurt. In Fort Smith, La Huertas.
Perry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
Be the best that you can be. I don't care what the scoreboard says at the end of the game. In my book, we're going to be winners. Okay?
On the radio and streaming worldwide at hitthatline.com.
We had to bring it back by popular demand. Apparently, people were really enjoying the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald this morning, so we wanted to make sure we played it back. You know, Maddie hates this song, apparently.
Well, when we rock, John, we rock really, really hard.
Oh, yeah, we do.
And here's the evidence.
Yeah, we do. Obviously, Gordon Lightfoot. Nothing says rock and roll like Gordon Lightfoot in the morning. But it is a great song, and it does mention the month of November, so
that's the point.
It all makes sense, right? Yeah, it's all very, very relevant to here on the Morning Rush. Hey, folks, 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge is having a Davidoff in Geneva cigar event on December 4th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., and tickets are $20. It's going to be a great event. You will receive a free Davidoff cigar with admission there, not free admission, but with admission and discounts on cigars as well as by the box. And as always, you can always count on 906 to lay out a spread of snacks, a charcuterie plate, if you will. Tickets may be purchased by calling the lounge or by stopping by, and the number to the lounge is 479-434-4343. And if you have any questions, just holler over at them. So there you go. There you have it, the 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Be sure to check it out with the great event that they have coming up as well. We got a few people that are calling and texting into the Cherokee Casino hotline. Let's go ahead and go to the Cherokee Casino hotline. Rocky's on the phone. What's going on, Rocky?
Yes. Good morning, boys.
Morning.
Yes. Is Tommy there? He's there this morning, is he?
Yeah, he is here. Yes, he is.
Yeah. Okay. Are you? Can you say who you would prefer, Coach?
Mike Leach.
Well, what about Tommy, my buddy?
Well, that was Tommy. Tommy said Mike Leach.
Oh, Tommy. Okay. Well, he's got a good track record, but he is kind of a nut, isn't he?
You talking about Mike Leach or talking about Tommy?
Yes.
They both are.
No, God, no.
No. Mike Leach is definitely a nut, though. That is for sure.
Well, I've been never missed a show, and Tommy knows that. I got to tell Tommy, and I think Leach too. I'm getting ahead of myself. Tommy, I went to a place yesterday locally here, hooked 9 brown trout. Of all the fishing I've ever done in my life, I don't think I ever caught a brown trout in North Fork River. Largest one, 23 and a half. The least was 15 inches.
Well, to be very honest with you, I'm looking out my window where I'm doing the show from this morning, looking at the Norfolk River as we speak. So wishing I was fishing. I am right now.
Now this is the tributary creek that runs with Bryant that runs into Norfolk.
Yeah. Well, it's one of the premier trout streams, the North Fork and the White.
Well, now, I have fished there a few times, and I know I'm taking up time, but now, and every one of them, the second they hit, they just went out of the water like you see a tarpon.
Did we lose Rocky there?
Did we lose him?
Hey, sounds like we did. Okay.
It's going so well.
Yeah, sorry about that, Rocky. So Tommy had to get your fishing talk in. Couldn't go the whole show without some fishing talk, right?
You hook on a big brown, and it's a life-changing moment. I'll just tell you that.
I'll take your word for it. Let's get into your SEC update here on the Morning Rush.
Somebody said we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
All right, it's time for your SEC update presented by Ozark Outpost Casual Clothing and Footwear. With Christmas just around the bend, Santa has dubbed the Ozarks his Arkansas home away from home. You can choose from some great clothing and footwear brands like Drake, Carhartt, Columbia, boutique brands, Blowfish, New Balance. They have it all. And if shopping gets to be too stressful, you can always just step away to the indoor range and distress firing a few rounds in the newly upgraded range there at Ozark Sportsman Supply as well. From there, if you can't just decide on what gift to walk out with, check out the new print and embroidery shop that they will help you design a custom shirt, jacket, or any item you want personalized. You will not find a better place than to shop for anything and everything for your family or yourself. Don't let your jingle get in a jangle. Shop the Ozarks for a joyful and easy shopping experience. Ozark Sportsman Supply and Ozark Outpost Casual Clothing and Footwear, Highway 412 West, barely out of Springdale in Tawnytown. So for your SEC update, it's funny, there's not a whole lot going on, but what it is that people continue to try to look at different coaches on the possibility of whether or not they're going to be back. We know that Derek Mason's going to be back. We know that a guy like Will Muschamp's going to be back. And Tommy, I think that getting those guys back should only help Arkansas, right?
Well, I mean, you don't want to go into a coach. Arkansas hired Chad Morrison a year. The SEC hired 6 coaches, so you don't want to do that again.
No, you don't want to do that again. But for some reason, I don't know. The Derek Mason one was surprising. He's pretty terrible this year. They have 2 wins, 1 win in conference play.
Well, I know people think Arkansas is terrible right now, and listen, the results are terrible. But Vanderbilt's the toughest place to win in the SEC because of the academic requirements. You got a great city to recruit to, but Vanderbilt is a tough place to consistently win. What James Franklin did there was amazing.
I think it's even tougher to win than, say, a place like Kentucky.
Yeah, I do. It's hard to get kids qualified there because of the academic requirements is part of it.
Yeah. No, I can understand that, and I can respect that. But, yes, it's just crazy to think that Vanderbilt.
They don't have facility. I mean, have you seen their stadium at Vanderbilt?
Yeah, I've seen it.
It's like War Memorial.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just not good.
But it's in Nashville, so that's worth something at least.
It's in Nashville. That helps.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing that helps. Hey, did you hear the story about 2 sisters in Central Arkansas who took some gold and silver coins they inherited and turned it into NWA gold and silver? They walked out with $15,000 each. So in Northwest Arkansas is the state, and gold and silver is the state's largest buyer of diamonds, estate jewelry, and luxury jewelry. Just like the story says. So check out NWA Gold and Silver, because what you could have could be worth thousands. They have locations near you, so just head to their Facebook page and pick one out. People trust these guys because at NWA Gold and Silver, they will pay. More of the Morning Rush coming up next. Stay with us, folks.
It's recruiting season. This is Recruiting Thursday on the Morning Rush.
What's your more? Maybe it's more early morning duck calls at your own private duck club. Whatever you'd like more of, Mega Millions from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery can turn those dreams into reality. And the next drawing is for more than $200 million. So go to your local lottery retailer and get your ticket to more today. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Save up to $2,700 or no interest for 5 years on a brand new Hot Springs hot tub during Burton Pools & Spas holiday sale. Every hot tub in stock is on sale with over 60 luxury spas to choose from, starting at $26.95. Just $26.95. That includes delivery, cover, and startup chemicals. Don't miss Burton Pools & Spas holiday sale going on now. Once it's over, it's over. Burton Pools & Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith, your source for backyard fun.
How about a Christmas getaway for your family this holiday season in Branson? The Branson Convention and Visitors Bureau, hitthatline.com, and ESPN Arkansas want your family of 4 to win this package, including 3 nights at the Hilton Branson, tickets to a Christmas show, the North Pole Adventure at Shepherd of the Hills, a Christmas music Ferris wheel ride at the Track Family Fun Parks, and food certificates. Register once each day through December 10th at hitthatline.com. Your family could be in Branson for the holidays, thanks to the Branson CVB, hitthatline.com, and ESPN Arkansas. The Morning Rush is brought to you by Supercuts, who supports local teams. Supercuts, we're super into the movement.
Full-time farmers, hobby farmers, and landowners, your time is important. Make the most out of that time with a brand new Branson tractor from Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith. With tractors from 19 to 105 horsepower, we have a tractor that will fit your needs. Ask Bush Machine and Tractor about their special financing options and free loader rebates. Bush Machine and Tractor in Fort Smith is Arkansas's #1 Branson dealer. Check their inventory at bushtractor.com.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. Get amazing fast fiber internet, 100 megabits for only $49.95 per month, or 1 gigabit for only $79.95 per month. TV packages from the basics to our amazing altered TV, starting at $32.95. Fiber phone services start at $29.95. Go to waveruralconnect.com to find out if we are installing in your area, or call 1-833-4-WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
This is Mark Hurst. Late fall and early winter are my favorite times of the year. High school football playoffs, time spent with my sons at deer camping in the duck blind, and the holiday season begins. November and December are also great times to take advantage of any remaining dental insurance benefits before the first of the year. Give us a call today at 474-1972 and let us help you maximize your remaining insurance benefits. Or if you don't have dental insurance, ask about our dental discount plan. Hurst Family Dental Care, a name you know and a name you can trust.
Always get more at Orr.
The year-end clearance offers at Orr Chevrolet in Fort Smith are so big. It's like Black Friday meets Cyber Monday meets after Christmas sale, all rolled into one. Like 20% off new 2019 half-ton Silverados. That's 20% off all trim levels, even if you want a high country model. Looking for a crossover SUV under 20 grand? Or Chevy's got them. The new 2019 Chevy Trax is clearance priced at $19,643. Or if you'd rather save big on a 2020 model, Or Chevy is taking $6,000 off 2020 Chevy Equinoxes. Plus, with any new vehicle sold, Or Chevy will give you a lifetime powertrain warranty, 2 years of free maintenance, and free car washes for life. So find new roads and save 20% off a 2019 Silverado today at the River Valley's favorite, Or Chevrolet on Auto Park Drive under the giant American flag. All offers with approved financing through GMF. Surf OrChevyFS.com for more details. And remember,
You always get more at Orr.
Do you own apartment complexes, condos, and rental property? Then you have made a great investment. Now make another great decision by calling Trinity Multifamily to help you maximize your return. Trinity Multifamily offers full-service property management, marketing, leasing, sales, and all the services to make your cash flow. Take the hassles and frustrations out of ownership and call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
Barley is the soul of Budweiser. That's why we've been working with the same family-owned American farms for more than 50 years to harvest it. The secrets to growing this grain perfectly have been passed down through 3 generations. For them, it's a legacy. And it's why only the best barley and locally sourced ingredients are used to make Budweiser. Budweiser is proudly raised across America. This Bud's from our barley farmers. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Look your best with Perfecto Cleaners at the bottom of Fiena Hills. Count on same-day service, easy drive-through covered drop-off and pickup window, and fast turnaround on alterations. Perfecto Cleaners always goes the extra mile to ensure your clothes look their best, making you look your best. Be sure to clip their coupons in the yellow pages, and as always, in by 9 and out by 5 Monday through Friday. Perfecto Cleaners, just off Jenny Lind at the bottom of Fiena Hills. Perfecto Cleaners, making you look your best.
ESPN 95.3. Call or text the Cherokee Casino Roland and West Siloam Springs hotline, 877-377-6963. This is The Morning Rush.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush, heading into the final segment here on the show. And I know it's not a What's Your Beef Wednesday, but I want to reiterate my beef from yesterday. Being sick sucks, especially during this time of year. It's hard to get over. It's over here. It's like there's not enough cough drops in the world that can really help out a brutal cough. So
I wonder if the listeners can tell how bad it is, because I know on the video stream it's got to be pretty obvious.
The video stream might be like one of the funniest things if you're
In
listening
between
on
every
mute.
4 or 5 words, John has to hit his cough button and just says, "Ugh." It sounds painful, man.
Yeah, it hurts right here in the gullet a little bit, but I want to give a shout out to Tommy Kraft for installing a cough button here on the Morning Rush.
That thing's paid for itself.
I'm telling you, this thing is. I always sat there.
I'd be the source of all the germs. So
and you know what? Maybe that's why I'm sick, is because of that thing. But you know what's funny is because when I first got here, I saw that and I was like, how many times am I actually going to use this? Haven't used it much, but boy, I tell you, it's coming handy. So yeah, the you know what it's called? The cough drop, for dropping the mic.
That's very clever.
It's very clever. So, but I'm telling you, this time of year, and Tommy, I know you've known a lot of people too. This sickness is just. It's brutal this year, and I'm normally not.
My house,
yeah.
Been in the office. Ty brought it to the office, got everybody else sick. Yeah, it's been everywhere. I mean, everybody's got. I was watching Feinbaum yesterday, and he was bad. He was coughing into the microphone. He couldn't control it. Yeah.
Well,
everybody's battling it.
Yeah, and luckily Matty T's got a handy dandy bottle of literally
I'm
disinfectant.
I'm Lysoling the entire studio. It's like I want to say it's well, my strong immune system can avoid all this, but next thing you know, I'll be sick.
Yeah. It never hurts to go over the top when it comes to disinfecting everything. So, yeah, it's kind of a process over here at the Morning Rush Studios. Let's go to the Cherokee Casino Hotline. Robert's in Fort Smith. What's going on, Robert?
Hey, guys, real quick, with us searching for a new coach and all, who's to say that we won't get a couple of Johnny Joes on the portal that's going to be good that might want to come out with this coach from somewhere or somewhere from a different part of the United States that's not even playing for this new coach that we get. I don't think, we may get some experienced kids. You never know,
No, I think that's a great point. I think that literally when it comes to the coaching search, the transfer portal, because we mentioned the early signing period, how that's kind of a more of a negative towards a new coach. But, Tommy, the transfer portal, I think, has opened up a whole new positive for some of these new coaches to come in, to where it's a little easier. At least they can get some experienced quality players a little more quicker than having to go through just recruiting guys and developing them over a 2-year, 3-year period. I think that's what's helped get these turnarounds done so quickly in college football today.
Just remember, unless they're a graduate or they have a waiver, they still have a year they have to sit. So just because they're in the transfer portal doesn't mean they can immediately help you. So, it is a way to fix your program a little faster, though. There's no question.
Yeah, and I think with the transfer portal, too, especially I think it's more for the quarterback situation. But I think Arkansas at quarterback, I would be surprised if they went through a transfer portal and got another quarterback, wouldn't you?
I think they're counting on, as long as KJ Jefferson's here. I think that's the direction they'd like. That's the direction I'd like to see the program head, at least.
Yeah, because KJ Jefferson's going to be there. You do know that, of course, John Stephen Jones is going to be there. You got one more year of Nick Starkel, and who knows? Maybe if they found a way to get Jacoby Criswell, that could be
and I think that
option.
door is cracked back open now. From the folks I've talked to, he's obviously waiting to see who they name. But yeah, I don't think that it's 1,000% North Carolina for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, let's be honest. The reason he wasn't coming to Arkansas, or at least that Arkansas wasn't interested in him, is because of the Chandler Morris situation. And now that Chandler Morris is no longer committed, it has to open up that door. And I think that Arkansas would, whoever the new coach is, that would be one of the first calls you got to make when it comes to the recruiting element, to say, hey, you got this really high-quality caliber kid down here in Morrilton. Why not give him a call and see what happens? So I think it'd be smart of them to do it as well.
He's been banged up a little bit, back to being healthy. He's had a couple of injuries, but talking to his coach, I think they're hoping for a good playoff run. They play at Texarkana, Arkansas High this week. So
there you have it.
So there'd be a playoff game to pay attention to.
Yeah. Justin texted in. He says Mike Leach, if he was ended up being the coach, he could turn Nick Starkel into an All-American. I don't know about that, but
moving on.
I mean, do you think you would at least have a quality quarterback to come into, like a KJ Jefferson? You at least think that would be somebody that could do a system like what Mike Leach is wanting to do and be successful at it?
I mean, KJ Jefferson's your only dual threat quarterback you have on the roster right now. I'll just leave it there.
Yeah. I mean,
the other guys,
John Stephen Jones to a degree, but he's your best dual threat quarterback. These other guys are not dual threat quarterbacks.
Nope, not at all. Not at all. This one comes from the 479, says
no threat quarterbacks.
Jason Brown would be a great fit.
For what?
Yeah, a fit for what? Like for another last chance U special? Except this time it's just going to be on Arkansas? Like seriously, if those of you who don't know who Jason Brown is or are curious about it, just go on YouTube and watch some highlights of his last chance U stuff. And tell me if that's what you want representing your university.
I tell you what, I will not miss a Razorback Club meeting if he's the head coach.
Wherever
he's speaking, I'm there.
Tommy, but you've been to these Razorback Club meetings before. I could be wrong, but it seems like most of those people probably wouldn't be able to handle or appreciate some of the colorful language being used by Jason Brown. Could you imagine?
Makes Petrino look like a choir boy.
Yeah, I know. And thing is Tommy, because I know you've emceed these things and whatnot, but you'd probably have to get up there and say, okay, folks, listen, we're going to have Jason Brown up here in just a second, but just to let you know, if you have any kids under
earmuffs.
have earmuffs put on. If you're under the age of 32, you probably do not need to be in here because it's going to get a little crazy. But that's not happening.
Not a candidate.
He's not a candidate.
He's not even a passing candidate. He's
probably
not even on your third list.
He's probably not even a candidate for junior college jobs at this point, or else he'd probably have a job right now. So I just throwing it
He's the guy
out.
that was like charged with 5 felonies.
Yeah,
but not convicted, right?
Yeah, but not
Well, I mean,
exactly. Yeah, so it's just he went through the justice system. Yeah. It's all fine. It's all fine. Also, I wanted to bring this up too. Craig and Greenwood brought it up. I meant to mention it in our Razorback update, but we ran out of time. Tommy, did you see that Gabo Saboyan got wavered or got his waiver and is eligible to play this year?
That's good news.
But how does that make sense? Like what? Connor Vanover gets denied his appeal. Or gets denied his waiver.
There's no precedent. It makes no sense what they do. So
should the NCAA come out and say, like, could they give like a description of what goes on and why they decided what they decided? Shouldn't that be part of it?
What is the accountability for the person in charge of that? I don't know. I mean, how do they justify one decision clearing a player and not letting Vanover play? I don't know. There's no accountability. There's no transparency in the process.
No, because to me, the biggest issue when it comes to at least transfers, especially, or at least one of the big stories that they can have for reasons to transfer, I felt like Connor Vanover had a really good reason. But Gabo Saboyan heads over to West Virginia, and I wonder if he's going to shoot any threes over there.
Huggy Bear let him?
What?
Well, would Huggy Bear let him? Bob Huggins?
Oh, I don't know. Well, Mike Anderson let him shoot threes, so I don't know. But it'll be pretty brutal. But going back to your point, Craig, though, I think that is a good beef because that's what he was beefing with. But there's so many things that the NCAA is dealing with right now, too, that, I mean, they're constantly staying in the limelight. You have not only these issues, but then you saw the Jacob Wiseman thing. Tommy, I don't know if you saw that for Memphis. He's suspended for 11 games, and he has to pay back the money that he received, which is $11,500 for the move. But he doesn't pay it to the NCAA or anybody. He pays it to a charity of his choice. Yeah. How does that make sense at all?
How does anything the NCAA make sense? But who are you going to give it back to? Penny Hardaway? His head coach? This is a very unique deal at Memphis.
So yeah, but why?
I don't know why he's even being allowed to come back. This was as blatant as it gets. And 11 games is stiff, but seems like he should lose the season, but maybe that's because he's not on my team.
Yeah, see, I think so too. He's going to lose 10 more games. So he's suspended 12 games total, which he didn't play in 2 of them. So they're going to, of course, appeal the announcement, the Memphis is. But I guess my whole thing is just the way they're doing it, and how is a kid in college playing basketball going to be able to pay to a charity $11,500? Because wouldn't he have to get that money from going to a booster? Wouldn't the booster have to pay that?
Well, I guess in theory his family should be the one paying it because they're the ones that supposedly received it for moving expenses for an in-state move.
Yeah, so.
What?
Yeah,
I mean, $11,500 to move?
And are you going to pay him in increments? How do you decide which charity? It just doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense as far as, you're fining a player, essentially. You're fining him. But it's going to a charity. I don't know. These are the things that it's I understand that sometimes people come down on the NCAA for the wrong reasons, but this is definitely one of those things that I feel like could use some more explanation. Like,
Here's what: when you get fined in college sports, you should have to give the money and write the check to like your rivals in your division, in your conference. That would sting a little more.
Yeah, it would.
So, like, if someone in the Western Division gets in trouble, if LSU gets in trouble, they got to give the money to Bama. Bama gets in trouble, they got to give the money to, Auburn.
We should instill that here at the Morning Rush. Then if somebody messes up or screws up, you have to give them money. You have to give money to somebody else here in the Morning Rush.
And it's always Tommy.
Which is always Tommy. Exactly. Tommy's always going to claim that.
I'd be the one having to give the money out. So.
I would say give it to our rivals, but we don't have any. No. So we're like the Arkansas Razorbacks over here. But
wouldn't that make college more fun? Then everybody be trying to turn everybody in,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but then it would just be like, Phil Fulmer and the Alabama whole situation there that would turn into. It'd be great for the show. I don't know if it'd be great for college sports, but
I root for the show, though.
That's right. And especially when it's not dealing with Arkansas, the fact that it's dealing with Memphis. I don't know. I just think this whole story's weird. I'll be curious to see if he actually has to end up paying the $11,500 to a charity. And also, what charity do you think he'll choose? What charity would you choose, Tommy, if you got fined?
The Razorback Foundation.
Is that a charity?
The Human Fund?
Used to be. The Human Fund.
The Human Fund.
Like Costanza.
Yeah, like from Seinfeld. That way it does, nobody will even bat an eyelash. I'm giving it to the Human Fund.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic, too.
The Kraft Kids Foundation.
Yeah, hey, listen.
I'm giving the money to the kids. My kids.
Because isn't charity just about that anyways? Yeah. Just about giving?
Hey, they say charity starts at home, so that's where I should probably give the money.
Exactly.
My home,
exactly. Put it into something that's going to be worthwhile for sure. So, just a very, very, very strange story that is going on in college sports, but $11,500 to a charity of your choice. We'll see what happens with that. I don't see what happens if when they get him back, but again, I agree with you, Tommy. How is Memphis not getting punished for this really at all? How is the player not having to sit for the entire season? Because if there was ever some blatant major violation of any sort of NCAA conduct, this would be it. But we know why, Tommy. He's a superstar. That's why. They can't have a superstar sitting out the season, so they're going to take advantage of him and take credit for it. So it's a weird story. Appreciate everybody listening into the Morning Rush today. For Tommy Kraft and Maddie T. I said Ty. I'm sorry, Maddie. Forgive me. Same sports show, same sports channel tomorrow morning. Have a great day, everybody. We will see you then.
Hi, this is Jen.